What a bitches. I'm the only one who wasn't late.
Yeah.
I told Cheery I was gonna hold it against both of you whenever I'm early and you guys are late.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear Hatchet and I both do not exactly have a lot of energy right now.
Yeah, I'm the only one with lots of energy because I slept most of the day.
Because you slept in?
Yeah, because I got night shifts tomorrow. So I have to sleep most of the day and stay up all night.
I worked today.
Oh, damn.
I
Alright,
have a headache.
alright. So the first two will be the Vietnamese and then right here, International Group of Interest. But first, I want to show one thing. It sucks. The French and the Lusophone branch fix this issue a bit, but other branches, I'm not sure which one has it. I think this one does. Hold on. Alright, let's see. Is there any yellows? Yellow. Any yellow names? No. Can you explain it? It's better if I have something that I can show. Here we go. You see where it shows yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah,
actually,
that
that's
means
orange.
it means that it's goes to something that we can't go to.
No, it means it was wiped.
Oh,
Oh, it's wiped.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, what I say.
Yeah. So yeah, and I tried using a Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine does not have it. I tried all the orange links. They don't have it.
Yeah.
It's a big suck.
uh,
But luckily, like I said, with the French and Lusophone ones, the reason why they're gonna be the last branches we look at is even if even if they're orange, they have a little thing called this, where they have articles connecting to each group. Like, see, here's it's orange, but there's links that still work.
nice.
So yeah, that's why I send the Lusophone and the French one will be last, because we can still get a good enough information.
A good enough information. A
You,
single information that is good enough.
you know what I meant. So, alright, so I thought we'd go after the two that have a lot of information and basically only have one group of interest inside of them. So, do you guys want to do the Vietnamese branch or the International Group of Interest?
Shrug? I mean, you technically already pulled up Children of the Leaf, so let's check it out.
Okay, there we go. There's my answer. Children of the Leaf Hub. I like their symbol.
Mm.
Kind of reminds me of Ouroboros, but with birds.
To me, it looks kind of like, yeah, birds circling a star.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Anyways. Alright. Children of the Leaf is an anomalous clandestine group slash religious order slash criminal organization of interest. Oh, well, I kind of think I know where they're going. Its main area of operation is in the Indo-Chinese Peninsula in southern China, and is particularly focused on NX-59-VN District 0. This organization is highly stratified and discrete, leading to complex structures and isolation between members at different levels. Lower tier primarily comprises non-anomalous criminal organizations that lack proper knowledge of the world outside the Veil. They carry out large-scale illegal activities such as production and the distribution of drugs, human trafficking, arms dealing, They are controlled by higher tiers of the Children of Leaf through force and intimidation, using anomalous capabilities. Only the leaders of these organizations are able to directly contact the messengers from higher tiers. Wow. Middle tier. An extremely fanatical religious order whose beliefs are centered around an entity called the Wood Deity. Most members have low-level reality bending ability through prolonged use of SCP-420-VN. As a side effect of 420-VN-1, members at this level often suffer from cognitive decline and delusions regarding their power.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Upper tier. They belong to the same religion as the middle tier, but are less fanatical and hold key leadership positions. They gained anomalous abilities through actual knowledge of thaumaturgy. Their magic often involves natural elements, plants, and minerals, spiritual elements, and particularly the formation of pacts with the Wood Deity. Positions at this level seem to be hereditary, with certain clans' sorcerers being the actual leaders of Children of the Leaf. Long-established groups of interest usually have a certain level of knowledge of the Children of the Leaf, whereas modern anomalous organizations such as the SP Foundation or Global Cult Coalition have very little information about the activities of this group. Most of the SCP Foundation's knowledge about the Children of the Leaf comes from the Bureau of Anomaly Surveillance documents and various sources from which the Spiritual Division has extracted. So we're already gonna put this fucker in evil somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even rot the brains of their own people.
Yeah. Alright, well, we should probably see their system of beliefs. In general, Children of the Leaf's beliefs revolve around the worship of plants, the natural world, and the entity that they consider to be its embodiment, the Wood Deity. According to believers, plants, their definition of plants according to the Children of the Leaf, does not entirely match with the Plantaic Kingdom. It seems that organisms from the Fungi Kingdom and the Protista Kingdom are also included in the definition. Okay, I know the Fungi Kingdom, but what is the Protista Kingdom? I have not heard of that.
I'm
That's what
sure
I'm
we'll
looking
find out
at.
eventually.
Well, I doubt that they're going to go into what specifically the Potista Kingdom is.
Oh.
So I'm going to look it up.
Oh, okay.
Protista Kingdom. Separate text on the kingdom. Let's see. A protist or protocytist is a eukaryotic organism that is not an animal, land plant, or fungus. Protists do not form a normal group or clade, but are a paraphyletic grouping of all descendants of the last eukaryotic common ancestor, including land, plants, animals, and fungi.
Oh,
So
damn.
basically, it's the kingdom where we put everything that eventually split off into fungi, plants, and animals.
Damn.
If I remember correctly, kelp is in here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Huh.
fun fact, kelp isn't, if I remember correctly, kelp isn't actually a plant.
Damn.
Let me look that up. Because I do know that sponges are technically animals, not plants, but I do not know about kelp. I think kelp is plant.
Large brown algae or seaweeds that make up.
Oh! Wait, kelp is not a plant?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's algae? What?
Yeah, the type of algae.
Yeah, I remember that.
So all my life I've basically been a fan of eating algae.
Yes.
I guess.
Ah,
Anyways, back to the group of interest at hand.
Congratulations, you have something in common with me when I'm fishing in Stardew.
Anyways, back to the group of interest at hand. According to believers, plants are the true and purest form of natural life, and an inevitable outcome in the universe's evolutionary process. In contrast, according to the children of the leaf, microorganisms are an inferior life form, and animals with flesh are the result of degeneration of true life form. What? Modern civilization, machinery, artificial intelligence, and inorganic life forms are considered to be the ultimate degradation, the lowest of the low. The attitude of children of leaf towards sarcasm and the children of broken God is still being investigated.
I'm going to go on a leaf here and say it is not a good relationship. That was not meant to be a pun. God damn it.
Therefore, the children of Lee's political ideology appears to be the closest to anarchism.
I really don't think so.
No. No.
I guess you could argue like it's somewhat close to like certain flavors of really regressive like anarcho-primitivism, but even then anarchism fundamentally as an ideology does not generally include ideas such as certain forms of life being degradations or downgrades of other forms of life.
Yeah. Also, I love how these SCP streams we constantly bring up anarcho-primitivism.
It's only right. It's only come up twice.
Oh, I thought we did it like 3 times.
No, I'm pretty sure it's only come up twice.
It's funny that it's still twice though.
If I if I had a nickel for every time that anarcho-primitivism was brought up during a errand stream, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't very much, but it's weird it happened twice.
That needs to be a YouTube short.
Well, I mean, it's just me quoting a remixed version of Dr. Doofenshmirtz's quote.
I know, but I find it really funny.
E.
Anyways. The nature of the wood deity, also referred to in documents of the Bureau of Anomaly Surveillance as Wood Fiend, is still unclear, seemingly a high-dimensional, pluripotent entity representing or claiming to represent the concept of nature and plants. The extremism of the Children of Leaf appears to be the will of the wood deity. Alright, the beliefs practiced by the middle and upper tiers of this group are as follow. Oh fuck, how do I say the first part?
Monolatry.
Monolatry, got it. Is the belief in the existence of many gods, but with the consistent worship of only one deity. To be distinguished from monotheism, which asserts the existence of only one supreme god, the henotheism, which acknowledges the existence of many deities, but considers only one to be supreme and worthy of worship. Carnivore diet. Followers of the Children of Leaf reject all plant-based foods, considering their consumption to be blasphemous. Damn it. The only exception to this is the consumption of plants gifted by the wood deity, such as SCP-420-VN.
Man, I was at the beginning thinking they might be okay with Rattler, but no, he's vegetarian.
Anti-modernism. The doctrine of the Children of the doctrine of the Children of the Leaf is mostly opposed to the industrialization and modernization trends of civilization. Middle tier members display a fierce opposition to urbanization and globalization.
But with those things, you get things like vaccinations.
They don't care.
and things like
Well,
processes that make food cleaner and safer to eat.
oh yeah. Well, do trees vaccinate themselves? No. Therefore, it's bad.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Millenarism. The belief that the end is nigh, and only those who follow the children of least belief can be saved from the impending doom and live on in a new and better world. It just sounds like Christianity.
I was about to say, are we sure that's not referring to an apocalyptic? Is this just is millennialism just a different term for an apocalyptic religion?
Oh yeah, it shows up as Wikipedia. Millenarism is a belief of a religious, social, or political group of movement in a coming fundamental transformation of society, after which all things will be changed.
That's literally the exact way I've heard scholars about religion describe what an apocalyptic religion is.
Yeah. Oh look, Valhalla is on here.
The fuck?
It's right there.
Uh,
Anyways. Why the earth plants the true form of life, you ask? I answer, between plants and animals, plants came first. Plants absorb the energy of heaven, minerals of the earth to grow, to live and die by themselves, not dependent on anything nor destructive. On the other hand, animals either eat plants to survive, or in more lowly manner, eat each other to facilitate their own growth. First, they depend on plants, then they take other lives for their sake. Thus, I tell you, plants are noble and animals are but lowly creatures. Motherfucker, there are parasitic plants as well as carnivorous plants. What do you
I'm
mean?
going to point out technically, most plants do rely on animals or insects,
yeah,
but
like
they are kind of a cult, so
Yeah,
it kind of makes
the
sense.
one thing that bothered me is not dependent on anything nor destructive. Motherfucker, I hate kudzu, and that shit's destructive as shit.
Well, I don't think they were talking about katsu, which is definitely basically one of the worst destructive plants known.
Yeah.
tsunami, but it's green.
Oh no! I hate it. Thank
What
you.
what if green tsunami? And I will
Basically, a
point out
plant that swallows everything like a tsunami, isn't it?
Yes.
and I will point out that I'm pretty sure that scientifically plants coming before animals is not well substantiated. I believe that they both like diverged into like different kingdoms during the Cambrian explosion, like at
Yeah,
around the same time.
they by the
Yeah.
time both of them existed. Until then, while life did exist, they weren't really complex enough to be considered plants or animals. They didn't really have either category.
Well,
Yeah.
it's less that they were, if I remember correctly, it's like less that they weren't complex enough and more that like the structures that make up like what we call plants and what we call animals just like weren't distinguished yet. So like
I
a
didn't know
lot of
how else to word it.
yeah, that's I mean that's fair. Like for example, I'm trying to think of like uh
How do you word that life was simple in a way where things hadn't developed in a way that caused categories to exist yet?
trying to think because like no, I do not want your fucking AI.
Fish harassed by AI.
Yeah, here we are. Hallucinogenia. That's what I was thinking of. These are weird ass these are among like the weird ass invertebrate things that existed in the Precambrian age that are just like we don't know where to put them because they're kind of animal, kind of plant. They're just weird.
Ah, neat.
They also were a notable inspiration for the creator of Attack on Titan for a particular design of a character.
Oh my god.
Oh, geez. I decided to look up kudzu for funsies, and
Oh, I see. I
some of
see it.
these pictures really do look like a tsunami, and I feel like this definitely supports the
Oh
green
my
tsunami
god!
theory that Chip brought up.
Yeah.
It's like a plague of death, but green.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually is a problem really badly in my state because it's killing a lot of endangered plants. But
Yeah.
apparently there is a plant that's been fighting back against the kudzu. Because apparently it kills it.
Ooh, what plant kills it?
The doll's eye.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
yeah! Thank you, South.
Yeah, because apparently its poison kills the plant.
Huh.
Oh. Yeah, you be that weird, creepy doll's eye plant.
Here, take a greenhouse. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that's fair. You would need a greenhouse. They're not exactly as prolific as Mr. Invasive.
Yeah, that's
Mrs. Invasive?
yeah, before we continue. This is still the thing that weirds me out by the doll's eye plant, because it's go on the on my I think never east on the east side of North America. It goes all the way to the tip top of Canada that it can exist, all the way down to Florida. It has such a strange environmental range.
That's fine. Plants
It
are
just kind of
weird.
goes where it goes. It goes where it goes.
Yeah. Anyways, both the middle and upper tier of the Children of Leaf believe that the wood deity will descend in the near future and will cleanse the world of all heterotrophs and shelter all of humanity under a single tree canopy. I don't like that statement. Because didn't, like, some person in history also said they were going to cleanse the world?
Mm. Tree Hitler.
The exact meaning of this statement is not well understood, but based on information extracted from the middle tier members captured by the Foundation, it is tentatively suspected to be a HK class deific subjugation scenario.
Deific.
Deific, okay. This is an extremely significant event that has been repeatedly mentioned in the Children of Leaf's doctrinal text.
Tree Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Not Tree Jesus. Tree Hitler. Wrong one. Wrong one.
This
Very
is not
wrong one.
Jesus. I was about to say.
You see, I was thinking about Christianity, and then I was thinking about this, and then I was thinking about Nazis, and things just kind of got mixed up in the wiring of my headachy brain. Let's move on.
Middle tier maintains control over the lower tier via threats using anomalous abilities. The upper tier maintains control over the middle tier through indoctrinated belief. Upper tier members of the Children of Leaf are the only ones who can communicate directly with the wood deity, and are seen as envoys of the divine, holding absolute authority over doctrinal matters. There are signs that clans in the upper tier are using this power to exploit the lower classes and benefit themselves. That's not surprising.
Who could have guessed?
That's shock.
The extreme thought and practice of belief primarily occurs when the middle tier, currently expected to be the effect of 420-VN's cognitive influence, the upper tier of the Children of Leaf does not enforce the doctrines absolutely, and seems to view the relationship with the wood deity as a mutually beneficial one. The Foundation has been has even recorded cases where the upper tier delayed some of the entity's command to bargain. So should we see the history? Or do we
Why not?
got good information?
I mean, I was gonna say, let's look at that that plant that was above that was an SCP.
Oh, 420-VN.
Yeah. Oh, is it a is it weed?
It's
Is
a
it evil
keter.
weed?
I don't. Goose of the pool. I love that name.
Mm.
Alright, so. Alright. SCP-420-VN is an anomalous species with morphological features similar to plants of the Caricacia family. For instance, papaya trees. Oh.
Huh.
I was not expecting that to be this SCP.
Papaya's delicious.
Yeah, I was expecting to be like a really old big tree. Yeah,
Have you seen papaya tree?
no.
Let me get a picture for you.
Oh my gosh, I just saw the kudzu house.
That's why I said take a greenhouse.
Oh my god.
I'm going to grab this picture that might give you a good idea and just paste it right here.
Oh yeah, that's a very tall tree.
Yeah, tell me how it's not a big ancient tree.
Sorry.
That's not tall, that's not big.
No, you're good. But anyways, but some internal parts share the same structure with plants in the family for Acaceae. For instance, poppy. The poppy plant? Wait, so inside the tree's poppy plant parts.
As in, like, it has some similarities with
Ah,
poppy plants,
yeah.
which means it can probably be used to make heroin.
Oh god. Yeah, the structure, metabolism, homeostasis, growth, and reproduction of 420-VN shows no sign of being anomalous. The two main features of 420-VN are its adaptability and a unique compound designated 420-VN-1, which was mentioned earlier. 420-VN lacks the ability to adapt, or more precisely, its DNA mutation rate and its frequency of chromosomal recombination are nearly zero. Recombination are nearly zero, preventing this species of plant from evolving normally. 420-VN can only grow and reproduce under an extremely stable and precisely controlled environment. Since such an environment does not exist naturally, the anomaly can only be cultivated under artificial conditions. 420-VN-1 is a macromolecular chemical compound with an unknown structure as it decomposes almost immediately upon extraction from 420-VN. Quantitative analysis of the decomposition products of -1 reveals that the compound primarily consists of I think it's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the elements on the periodic table. Alright. Similar to most organic compounds and other living organisms, but it also includes unusually high levels of. Now, I don't know these three.
Cu, Cn, and Be. Let me just look up the elements table.
Because I don't know what those are. I find it funny.
And it was.
Oh.
You said.
Cu, Sn, and Be.
Right, let me just open this image in a new tab. CU on this area. No, it's not. Is it here? No. There we go. CU is copper.
Oh, I
SN.
should have known that.
Let me
Yeah.
look around the metals for SN. Nope. Let me look around the gases. Nope. I'll just randomly look until I find it. There we go. 10. Okay, so
It
SN
wasn't
is 10?
yeah, SN is 10.
Okay.
So copper, tin, and what is BE? Let me just keep around the metals in case it's another metal.
I think it was BE
BE.
cobalt.
Oh, BE is cobalt?
I was trying to remember. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Right. Andrew doesn't know.
Okay.
BE. I can't remember it.
Can't we just look it up?
Jerry has the periodic table up.
Well, yeah,
I
but we
could
just
copy and paste it so you could look too.
Oh.
I
Two
mean,
people
we.
with dyslexia looking are better than one person with dyslexia.
I was more thinking we can just go to
Oh, you're
Google
right.
and
BE
type
element.
in BE element.
Beryllium.
Beryllium. I wasn't even close.
It's okay.
Oh,
None of
yeah.
us were close.
I don't even know what beryllium is.
It's an element.
If I remember, it is a metal.
Yeah, it's an alkaline earth metal. Yeah.
So
Alright.
it's basically 3 different metals.
Yeah. Yeah. But it also includes unusually high levels of copper, tin, and beryllium elements. Dash 1 is present in every part of 420VN, but is mostly concentrated in the leaves. When a subject consumes Dash 1, the compound will remain in their circulatory system for 24 hours before decomposing completely. During this time, the subject's hume level will slightly increase enough to turn them into a low-level reality bender. This effect will gradually weaken according to the 420VN's concentration in the subject's bloodstream. Due to the intense euphoria caused by the attainment of anomalous abilities, Dash 1 has a side effect of causing substance addiction similar to other stimulants. Prolonged abuse of 420VN can lead to loss of consciousness and delusions about one's abilities. So it doesn't kill you.
It's a drug used for cult purposes.
Alright, so now we know what the tree is. Alright. So should we see the history?
Why not?
I mean, do we need more info at this point? The fucking tree Hitler cult.
It's the first time I ever thought I would hear those words ever put together.
Well, it's not wrong.
So we're good to tier now.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Let me just X that out of this then. Alright. Oh, fuck off. I paid for no ads. Shut the fuck up. Anyways.
Now, while normally I would consider drug abuse a particularly chaotic activity, there's also precedent with drug abuse being done by lawful evil organizations, such as the actual Nazis and Hitler himself. I'm gonna say lawful evil.
Lawful evil sounds about right.
Yeah.
Fucking
We're offering
Hitler.
to a nice start, aren't we?
How many more times can I say Hitler before Twitch jumps on Bright's ass?
Yeah, also the Children of the Leaf, I couldn't get their symbol to work, so we just have random art.
I could see if I could get their symbol to work.
If we can, then I'll go ahead and change it later.
It's called Church of the Leaf.
Yeah, Church and Leaf. If you can get it to work, send it to me later, and I can fix on the tier list. But anyways,
I would like to propose a new group of interest.
what?
It will be a chaotic good organization that's
Mm-hmm.
called Children of the Chicken,
Oh my god.
and it's people who dress up as chickens and do random good deeds using anomalous powers.
Hatchet, I would not be surprised if that's an actual group of interest. At this point.
You know what? That's fair.
So here's one that I do like. The GOI number, I thought this just gets to another explanation of the hive, but it actually doesn't. Apparently the hive is an actual SCP.
Mm.
So yeah. But first we're gonna go to the hub. Mainly because
The Hive.
yeah. Alright. You are here because you wish to turn your life for the better. You are here because you believe that humanity can reach even further heights than before. You are here because you have what it takes to create a better future. Divided, man can only reach extinction. Connected, the possibilities are endless. Welcome to the Hive. Is this another cult?
Sounds like it.
Alright. The Hive is a collective intellect created through the telepathic linking of thousands of human minds, resulting in a gestal intelligence that allows every individual member thereof to use its shared knowledge, shared know-how, community, while still retaining their own individuality, personality, and free will. This is possible through the use of vast psionic network that enables communication with unprecedented efficiency. This organized collective has simply the goal of connecting the whole of earthly human population, entirely amassing human knowledge. That knowledge, of course, is utilized to achieve breakthroughs in scientific fields and technological advancements for the betterment of the world and human life, especially that of its connected members. Thoroughly present in the field of what is often considered anomalous, investing in the research and creation of new anomalies, presenting substantial success in this regard when compared to the progress of different groups. Such progress is possible because the invaluable input from Hive members originated from several different anomalous organizations and societies from all over the planet, reality, and multiverse, namely the Church of the Broken God, Anderson's Robotics, the Humanist Gentleman, Beyond Entropy, the Mage Academy, and many, many more. If you wish to connect to the Hive, contact a member. Stay near them. The closer you stay together, the easier it will be for the Hive to connect to you. Do not worry about second thoughts. The Hive's connection method is completely non-intrusive and will not connect without your consent. So you can't force people to join.
I'm
That
already
sounds kinda
feeling
cool.
I'm already feeling a neutral good placement
Yeah.
of this. This is unironically, this is practically the ideal of if I was to try to come up with like a collectivist
Yeah.
And individualist ideal middle ground and then make it anomalous, this is probably what it would come to. Maintaining our individuality and our own personalities while also being able to share in the entire world's intellect.
Yeah. Also, I just realized the French branch's SCP logo has a rooster in the middle.
It's French. It's fine.
The French have stolen the rooster.
I think it's more that the French are weird to me, so it doesn't even shock me.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever looked up what a French taco is?
No,
No.
I
Oh,
don't
this
think
is
I want to know.
a
You have
long
no idea.
SCP.
I will say it is not a taco, it's a panini.
Alright, there's
Let's see.
description. Alright. Should we read the SCP or do we just want to tier it?
Well, I mean, we should probably learn to touch more, but
Yeah.
like based on first inferences.
Yeah. Alright. Description: SCP-005-INT is a submarine that is 960 meters in length, 180 meters at its widest point, and 80 meters in height, excluding its 30-meter high sail. I can't tell if that's huge for a submarine or not.
That's pretty high.
Gotcha. Its weight is estimated to be 20 gigatons. Its hull is completely black and consists of metal similar to steel, the components of which, until now, could not be completely identified. The craft is propelled by 6 turbines.
6 termites! 6 itty bitty little bugs are powering the whole thing. Now that's innovative.
Located on the stern and sides that can be controlled independently from each other. 005-IT can reach speeds from up to 25 knots and has in the past tolerated water pressures exceeding 400 bar. The depth of 005-INT can descend to without taking pressure-related damage is unknown. Oh, without taking pressure-related damage is unknown. 005-INT's interior is comprised of 6 decks, being majorly painted in monochrome colors. It contains a command bridge, crew rooms, and a gallery, engine rooms, storage facilities, sanity facilities, fuel tanks, and a dry dock, a small fitness center, and other recreational facilities, research facilities for hydro-oceanographic, although these laboratories possesses assets to perform varied tasks related to the maintenance of 005-INT's integrity, a pseudo-greenhouse for the cultivation of edible algae, and different plant species from different environments, and a passenger room constructed very similar to most civilian and business aircraft. 005-INT incorporates several technological aspects previously thought to be in use only by the Foundation and several groups of interest, namely Prometheus Lab Inc., Global Occult Coalition, and Raptor Tech Industries. I don't like the second one. Most
You
notably,
say that wasn't Prometheus Labs also in the evil category? Or am I misremembering?
maybe. Yeah, but I definitely stand with fuck GOC.
Well, yeah, obviously, it's just that.
I don't know any. We don't. Raptor Tech Industries is another international group of interest we'll get into later.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, most notably by the fact that that craft is maintained by an unknown number of robots, who are often referred to as instances of -1, of different forms and sizes ranging from 0.10 meters to 1.2 meters. These machines perform several assigned tasks using paratechnologies that are currently under study. These tasks include, amongst others, machine maintenance, repairs, cleaning, and the maintenance of life support related assets for 005-INT's crew. Several instances have been deployed outside the boat to fulfill their functions and resisted up until now the same water pressure that 005-INT has been exposed to. Thanks to these instances, the Foundation has never been required to perform any sort of maintenance on the 005-INT, despite the object suffering damage in the past. 005-INT's machinery is powered by hydrogen and hydrogen peroxide. This fuel is synthesized by a subsystem of the vessel using ordinary seawater pumped in from outside, allowing 005-INT to stay in operation indefinitely. How this process of synthesis occurs is a subject of study at the moment. A submarine is also self-sufficient in regard to other functions. It recycles used air, human waste, and defective machine parts using several systems located on its lower decks in order to create new provisions, fresh air, new spare parts, and produce new instances of -1, as well as other assets. Should more materials be required on board, several -1 instances will be dispatched to search and extract the required resources from the nearby environment, for example, the seafloor or sunken watercraft. These properties allow this SCP to remain deployed at sea for theoretically an indefinite amount of time without the need to return to a dock or to surface to restock. It is currently unknown how this SCP systems are capable of refining and recycling resources in such a way. This SCP possesses mundane weapon systems such as torpedoes and anti-air missiles. These missiles can be launched whilst the vessel is submerged. An anomalous armament, including sound weaponry and an extraordinary artifact capable of firing a concentrated kinetic impulse on a target, causing, in most cases, the complete destruction thereof. These technologies are omnidirectional and have a maximum equidistant range of 50 meters. Additionally, this SCP is remarkably difficult to identify through the use of radar due to its inbuilt magnetic absorbers, neutralizing incoming radar signals before they can be reflected. This SCP's hull is equipped with a unique surface structure that bends sonar waves around its form, and underlying principles responsible for this effect are unknown at this time. There's a lot of information on this SCP. Although armed, this SCP's main purpose is the creation of underwater habitats, showing the capability to build viable habitable structures in depths of 4,000 meters beneath sea level through the usage of specialized -1 instances to procure and refine materials to construct the habitat and the technology necessary to maintain it, including other -1 instances. These habitats can range in size and design from simple accommodation containers about 10 meters in length by 4 meters in diameter to completely self-sufficient sites with an area of several square kilometers. These structures can be built in a manner that they appear as part of a surrounding environment and landscape, depending on their size as well as other variables such as assets and resources required and available at the moment. The building process thereof may take from 2 weeks to up to 2 years. Afterwards, the underwater habitats do not require any further care by this SCP and can function independently. Larger and more well-equipped habitats even have the ability to expand by themselves if necessary. The Foundation has already made use of this ability several times in the past to create sites underwater. Okay, so far this SCP is I'm guessing, a really good SCP.
Well, yeah.
What were you expecting?
Well, I was thinking because 2 evil groups have worked on it, the Prometheus Labs and GOC.
That's fair. But not everything worked on multiple evil groups is evil in itself.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that it's worked on by those evil groups, it's that the hive mind has pulled information from those groups, which could just as easily mean that ex-members became members of the hive mind,
Ah.
or otherwise abnormally well-meaning members of those groups became parts of the hive mind.
Yeah.
I'd have to imagine in the case of the GOC, it would absolutely have to be ex-members.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell the GOC is going to be able to properly go about the process of doing paratechnology stuff. I don't know. My brain's fucking
Yeah.
fried.
That's fair. This SCP possesses several smaller submarines, hereafter labeled as -2, housed in its dry docks to be deployed as units to scout the area where an underwater habitat is to be created. These vehicles are 100 meters in length, 10 meters at the widest point, and 8 meters in height. equipped with the same systems of recycling and movement as this SCP, but in an adapted scale up until recently, these instances have been capable of withstanding similar water pressures as this SCP itself without negative effects. Alright.
So,
Dash,
honestly, I feel like we don't need to
we don't need to go further.
do much more. Like, look to see if there's any information like from the group itself.
Let's see.
Maybe acquisition log.
Um, I see multiple organizations listed here. Set an acquisition log, so I guess we should look at that, right?
Incognita. Through Operation Incognita. Look at the footnote again. Investigation conducted by the Foundation. What do you mean a whole bunch of groups? There's only one group involved.
Yeah. Well, I see Global Coalition, AI Tank Raptor Tech, and Remote Prometheus Knives Inc. right there.
Oh, well. I thought you were talking about the footnote.
No.
This is just talking about stuff that they put together. I don't think we're gonna find anything else
Yeah.
here.
So we can just say that the Hive probably made this SCP, and it's a really good one.
You mean probably?
Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. Anyways, we ready to rate it then?
Do we want to look at any other SCPs or?
I'm not sure there's any more connected to it. Are there? There's stories connected to it. Unless these are SCPs. Oh wait, that's 005-INT is called the Ark.
Oh.
What would I do for a cereal bar?
Many revolution. Like you can just like read through these as in like read that
description.
document. Yeah, like read those.
Alright, so shoulder mounted maw, a weaponized organism made by plastic tissues. Alexa, no.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Fuck off! It was hearing me speak and thought I wanted its attention.
I didn't know you'd have something as creepy as Alexa.
A weaponized organism made of plastic tissue that is physically and psychologically synchronized with its wearer to improve combat capabilities throughout the enhancement of capabilities and employment of an acidic liquid. Based on the products conducted by the Scientific Academy of the Anomalous, in a particular substance utilized by Division XXV, another group of interest we're looking to. It's international. The technologies were successfully, but not secretly stolen, ultimately revealing the existence of the Hive by these two groups. Alright, what would I do for a cereal bar? One of the many revolutionary apparatuses developed by the Hive using the technology of the know-how obtained by the integration of cooperators from varied groups of interest, the embodiment of renewal, recycling, and conscious use of resources integrated into an ideal, sustainable, capitalistic system of entrepreneurial success. Yeah. Become one in the light, the vivarium of a particularly interesting firefly that dreamt of its light throughout thoroughly illuminating the earth, features a rogue group based on the religious, philosophical, theological, sociological, philanthropical, technological French group of interest, Laura de la Lomere, which I believe is another group of interest we'll be looking into. So basically, all of here we go. Emperor of Many Voices. Serpent's Hand has unfortunately become aware of our infiltration of the library and are actively opposing us. Still, the hand is fractious and disorganized. We expect to have them all on our side very soon. That makes sense. They don't want them in the library because there is information in the library that should not be known.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably a bad thing they want in there.
They're like, we see bad people in the library that would use the knowledge for bad things. We need to kick them out.
Well, that's not really what's happening.
Yeah, they just want to have their information of the library itself. Inside the library, all that. And Summer Hands does not want them in there. Because, yeah, there is information in there that should not be let out. Or known. So, yeah.
That's true. Be it good or bad, it doesn't matter if it's a group you can't trust.
Yeah. So, we're good to rate it now? Or do we need to rate an SCP?
I guess.
Alright.
I'd probably put it in neutral good.
Yeah, I was thinking too. Yeah, because they do a lot of good. But I don't like the fact they want to go in a library. And this is not me, because I like Serpent Hand or anything. It's just, there's stuff in there that should not be messed with. You know, Serpent Hands knows that.
Yeah, I think we all know what you mean.
Yeah. Alright.
It's to the point where I started thinking they were bad just because they were trying to break in, because it's that shady.
Yeah. Alright. So, alright. We're not doing French or Luciphone, because just yet.
Oh. Well, wait, Jerry, do you agree with that placement then?
Well, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not gonna, like I said before, we're not gonna do French or Luciphone yet, 'cause they have stuff that we really need. So do we want to do Russian, Korean, Chinese, Polish, Spanish-speaking, Thai, Japanese, German, Italian, Ukrainian, traditional Chinese? Which one of those?
Which one did we start with?
We did Vietnamese and international group of interest.
Why did we do Vietnamese first?
Because there's only one.
Oh, right.
We started on it mainly because Bright started with it open. I was like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, and international group of interest right here only has 1, 2. That's why I did those 2.
Then let's just go down the list.
Alright. So that means it'll be the Russian. Right here. I go here. Yeah, even though it only shows 3 right here, there is more than 3. It's the same with all of them. There's more if you click on the link. Sorry. Alright. So here's one thing I also forgot to show at the beginning. One thing that kind of sucks is if they don't have an SCP link or anything in here, this is all the information we're going to get. Because if you click here for tag documents, it doesn't take you to the tags. Oh wait, it does for this one. Okay, for some of them they don't have these 2 right here. Okay, never mind. Some of them don't have that. I stand corrected. I am sorry. Every time that I click the tag things, it didn't have these 2. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize profusely.
I'm sorry. God damn it.
And wait?
I just say sorry too much. Alright. Oh yeah, this is one where you laughed at before when I read its name, Hatchet.
Circus.
Yeah. Meat Circus. Little is known about the group called Meat Circus, except for the fact that they deal in drastic human body modifications. The resulting artworks seem to be put up for sale afterward. Most of the Meat Circus creations share a common trait: various inserts made of unidentifiable black metal and Roman numerals tattooed on their skin. The Foundation's attention was first drawn to the group after an assault on the redacted mobile base in 2000 redacted. During the assault, Meat Circus members kidnapped numerous Foundation employees, including MTF Ada-redacted Hornets operative. Later that year, in March, 2 MTF operatives were found dead near site redacted, as well as one Dr. F redacted, still alive. The backs of their heads were shaved and tattooed with the letter F. Subsequently, Meat Circus members have confronted Foundation operatives several times. According to recent reports, Meat Circus consists of 3 departments. The first, called Mutators, are known to sculpt flesh like clay, creating bizarre and unnerving chimeras. The second department of the Technicians integrate various prostheses? Prostheses?
Prostheses.
Prostheses into the body of their creations, making them look like complex mechanisms. The third, called Mages, use mystical powers to breathe life into corpses. All 3 departments are competing with each other, trying to create the ultimate creation, the masterpiece. According to one legend, the departments originate from the 3 Daughters of Pain, semi-divine beings that strive for supremacy. We just stumbled in already another evil group.
I mean, is that a surprise at this point?
No. Alright, so we do have an SCP, SCP-1027-RU. Why does this sound familiar now? Okay, it's not familiar. Alright. SCP-1027-1 is a 170-centimeter tall European descent with the left arm missing below the elbow. Subject's body is covered in numerous heads or faces embedded shut up, into it, with the speakers, audio components, and wires integrated into them. It has been determined that 1027's host body belongs to Redacted, a notoriously controversial composer suspected of data expunged in the creation of musical works. Officially, he is considered dead in a car accident, however, he himself was never found. Dash 1's body is covered with a total of 12 faces/heads, in addition to its primary one, some appearing as grotesque growths of flesh, while others are actual human heads of individuals previously reported missing. A distinctive feature of Dash 1 is his ability to broadcast music over a range of up to 15 kilometers. However, only completely deaf individuals are able to perceive it, while those with hearing impairments or reduced hearing due to external factors such as headphones, earplugs, or earwax can perceive it to a lesser extent. Additionally, there is a possibility that a completely deaf individual may become a relay for Dash 2 within a 10-kilometer radius from themselves. This is the first time I've heard music affecting deaf people.
Well, technically, vibrations.
Yeah. Alright, Dash 2 is described by affected individuals as divine music, a perfect composition compared to which all other music is redacted. People affected by Dash 2, hereafter referred to as Dash 3, attempt to deprive themselves of hearing by any means possible, disregarding pain and common sense, in order to perceive the music in its entirety. After prolonged exposure, the victim becomes completely apathetic, losing any motivation except for the desire to touch the sacred, and data expunged. Following by a pilgrimage to the containment site of Dash 1, just before the trip, Dash 3 experiences a rapid weight gain caused by hormonal surge as a result of Dash 2's influence. The fuck? Note, at the same time, 40% of Dash 3 perish due to self-inflicted injuries, 35% die from brain edema caused by status epilepticus, which in turn results from pathological extinction. Excitation. Excitation, focus in the cortical area responsible for processing music. A small portion, no more than 10%, poses the greatest danger, becoming so-called relay. These fanatical beings, once human but now mindless zombies, somehow determine the broadcasting range of -1 and position themselves near its very edge to transmit the signal further, gradually expanding the broadcast area. Dr. Adashev. Alright, after -3 takes its place in the broadcasting network, it sits down on the ground and enters a state resembling suspended animation, thereby reducing the body's nutritional needs and slowly consuming the previously accumulated fat. After losing redacted percent of its weight, the subject moves towards the nearest -3 with a stronger signal to restore its lost mass. The larger subject allows a portion of its mass to be consumed, data expunged, after which they return to their respective positions.
Wait, and what's the category on this? Keter. Okay.
Keter, yeah, that makes sense.
I was about to say, this sounds pretty hard to contain.
Yeah. Addendum 1027-3, analysis of appearance identified by the following individuals. Klaus Redacted, a minimalist known in certain circles, founder of the GOI Redacted movement, disappeared 31st of Redacted month of 1990 Redacted. Benjamin Stock, data expunged. Redacted 2000 Redacted. J. Edgerton Wade, nicknamed Alien, experimental composer and conductor, disappeared on Redacted 2000 Redacted, a potential SCP object that was under Foundation surveillance, a fairly powerful telepath, and Redacted, disappeared on Redacted 2000 Redacted. Addendum 1027-K, during Incident 1027-6V with Site Redacted, where the object was initially delivered, communication was lost for 3 hours. Upon arrival, MTF Redacted determined that the majority of the personnel had redacted. In 1027 Observation Chamber, the bodies of 5 research staff responsible for the object were found. 2 of them exhibited perforated eardrums caused by foreign objects. In all other cases, the outcome was fatal. Personnel were transported to the medical wing of Site Redacted. Below is a transcript of the testimony from one of the surviving staff members. According to the standard procedures for such operations, and given the presence of implanted speakers, we placed 1027 in a soundproof chamber. Actually, we sedated him beforehand. However, he woke up rather quickly, and Dr. Redacted ordered D-Redacted to approach the object. Then things started happening very quickly. The speakers embedded in 1027's body began to vibrate, but no sound was emitted. At least that's how it seemed to us. I looked at the doctor waiting for instructions, but I saw him sliding down to the floor, sobbing. D-Redacted tried to approach him, but the doctor suddenly jumped up and began frantically rummaging through the pocket of his lab coat before pulling out a pen. He kept muttering something. His speech was rather incoherent, but I managed to catch a few words. He said he was glad to have received that injury from the explosion, and it was the most divine thing one could ever hear. Then he started stabbing his ear with a pen, seemingly trying to destroy his eardrum. At that moment, a sharp sound came from the speakers, and I instinctively covered my ears. Turning around, I noticed I was not the only one who felt it. At first, the sensation was quite unpleasant. It seems I got a minor ear injury. At the moment, a sharp sound came from the speakers, and I instinctively covered my ears. Turning around, I noticed I wasn't the only one who felt it. At first, the sensation was quite unpleasant. Since I got a minor ear injury... Oh, this is just repeating. After the music, unlike anything else, I also began to fill the entire chamber, but wasn't loud enough. And the following doctor's example, I began to harm myself, trying to lose my hearing. The other staff members did the same. Music filled me in the ear. Tears of awe and joy streamed from my eyes. I never felt anything like this. Why did you restore my hearing? For God's sake, give me a pen. God, why? Why? Okay, this is a terrifying Keter. So, yeah. So, that's Meat Circus.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of them.
No. Is that the only SCP we got for them? Or?
We also have All Father and the Three Daughters of Pain, but I don't know how long the story is.
Yeah, we can forget about that.
Yeah.
I'ma just I'ma just say a fucking chaotic evil.
Yeah, 'cause they're not trying to do good at all. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. The next one is Lefty. Lefty is a pseudonym of an inventor whose identity is currently unknown. The nickname is borrowed from a classical Leskov work about a talented craftsman from Tula who could shoe a flea. Lefty supplies criminal gangs with various anomalous devices and substances of supposedly his own design and manufacture. It's known that Lefty is aware of the Foundation, although there were no hostile actions directed towards the Foundation on his part. Nevertheless, capturing Lefty is a priority task for the Russian branch. A distinctive feature of Lefty's inventions is adding notes that are written in a kind, benevolent manner. His standard signature is "From Lefty with love." Is there any SCPs connected to it? Okay, we actually got more SCPs this time. We got 3.
Huzzah?
But I wonder... Oh, it's a book. The Steel Fleet. Ah, so this organization is based off this book. Huh. Okay.
I mean, it's based off the book.
Oh, Tale of the Cross Eye, Lefty from the Tula and the Steel Fleet.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that the organization's based off of it. It's got the name
Yeah.
of said thing. Like, the name's based off of it. The organization itself isn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, alright. So, Should we... Alright. Jerry. Should we do 10:05, 10:11, or 10:40?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch the tiger by the toe.
Oh god, I just saw the story.
10:11.
I am concerned for this guy due to the story's name.
You just noticed the name of the story?
Yeah. Oh, it's a safe class.
yeah.
Oh my god. Description: SCP-1011-RU is 150 at the moment mechanical fleas. -1. Stored in a wooden box and a PDA of unknown model -2 on which a control program is installed. PDA has a made by Lefty splash screen. The purpose of 1011-RU is breaking mechanical electronic clocks and security systems and destroying electrical equipment. 1011-RU's capabilities do not extend to the software part and are associated with purely mechanical actions. The user of -2 is able to give commands to move -1, break, destroy, and jam lock such systems. It is possible to set a complicated sequence of actions using area maps, synchronizing multiple actions, and cracking complex devices, if technical drawing included. -1 are capable of breaking high-security locks without supplemental instructions, overcoming obstacles in their path, including gnawing through concrete walls and metal sheets of different thickness, restoring their numbers in the presence of nearby electrical appliances and metal, as well as finding the shortest and most convenient way of movement. Each instance of -1 is an independent miniature robot. The structure is hard to replicate, and the software component is unknown. -2 is well researched. Some technologies used in it are 3 to 5 years ahead of their time, and the software part remains unknown, since the programming language in which it is written has not been encountered anywhere else. Dash one ones are not If -1s are not being used for a long time, they begin to behave like ordinary fleas and spread across the space. Addendum 1, information found in -2. So you want to sneak somewhere, but you have no good with your hands. Well, then here's my present. It'll be real handy. You'll figure out how it works, but here's my advice. Don't leave this thing alone, or the fleas will go wild. With love, Lefty. Addendum 2, 1011-RU was confiscated from members of a redacted criminal group. During the raid, the only who knew where it came from died under mysterious circumstances. At least it doesn't attack humans.
You do realize that fleas, normal fleas, do attack humans.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, we actually get to see the SCP at this time. What the fuck is it?
You can probably find out if you read it.
Yeah.
I see exactly what it is on screen right now. It's in
Shut
the first line of the description.
Shut up! Anyways, SCP-1005-RU is an old wooden washing machine with an electric... what?
Oh, that's an old school washing machine.
What?
Actuator.
Actuator. One of the 1005's RU's legs included the words "made by Lefty." A unique property of this object represents the ability of laundering, i.e. legalization of money by a completely unknown and inexplicable process. This operation extends merely to banknotes, coins, and other external objects, including GPS transmitters. Remain in the washing machine. 1005-RU includes a table specifying how long, for a specific currency unit, the machine should be run. The time is proportional to the amount. Besides that, it is necessary to put a credit card number written on paper inside the washing machine. The list of banks that the object works with is also included. Any mistake may cause the damage of the amount or transferring a smaller sum to the bank account. The sign that reads "made by Lefty" remains in question. Lefty's identity and 1005's RU's creation method is currently unknown. Addendum 1, 1005's RU user instructions. Tax frauding, got cash illegally, drug dealing, kidnapping, stealing, robbery. I can't help you here, but this machine will. Put the money in it, fill it with water, and drop the card number in and launch. P.S. This thing is... What? Capricious. So don't forget to examine a couple of lists with love, Lefty. Addendum 2, 1005-RU was confiscated from Data Expunged, a known fraudster. The Foundation employee embedded in the FSB, Federal Security Service, found out that 1005-RU from the police officer's reports. He confiscated it after being convinced of the authenticity of the reports. Okay, so basically every item they make helps criminal organizations.
Check the last one.
But they're all safe, so at least there's that. And okay, why is this safe?
What?
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot it because it's easy to contain. Never mind. I forgot what safe meant for a minute. Never mind, ignore me. Anyways. Description.
Are you well, Bright?
Yes, I was thinking like a newbie to SCP instead of like a person, a veteran. Anyways, description: SCP-1040 is a modified Dragunov sniper rifle. Changes made to the original design are as follows: the muzzle consists of glass, ceramics, and metal. Its principle of operation is unknown and is not removable. The scope has been replaced with one of the unknown origin and model. All objects seen through this scope are visible, colored in blue. However, objects that have been hit by 1040 are colored in red. The manufacturer's information has been replaced by the words made by Lefty. According to the instructions found alongside the object, 1040 spoils or damages anyone who is shot with a blank cartridge. After firing while using the scope, the user can observe a red dot moving at great speeds towards the target. When said dot collides with a creature or object, its color changes to red inside the scope. Without a scope, there is no observable effects. Any living creature affected by 1040 dies within 24 hours, usually as a result of an accident, sometimes under certain circumstances from a heart attack or stroke. Any inanimate object, including the terrain surrounding the place of the spot's collision, the subject will become ill-fated. For about 48 hours, unpleasant accidents occur regularly in their proximity, such as the loss of small objects, etc. As time passes, this effect gradually decreases in severity. Addendum 1. These are user instructions found during the recovery of the object. Almost everyone knows someone that they want to kill, don't you? Well, why wouldn't you? You don't want to go to jail? Well, what if everything looks like it happened with no relation to you? Load this thing with a blank cartridge, aim and pull the trigger, and well, everything will happen by itself. With love, Lefty.
I really don't feel the love from Lefty.
Addendum 2. The object was seized from a contract killer, then expunged. Initially went into the possession of local law enforcement agencies before Foundation employees discovered it. The object was secretly extracted under the cover of a fire at the warehouse where it was stored. Addendum 3. Excerpts from experiments with 1040. Subject was released into SCP Center. Cause of death: fell into manhole.
Bruh.
That is a shitty death.
Literally.
Oh no.
Released into City Center. Cause of death: falling bricks. Released into City Center. Cause of death: hit by car. Placed in a protected cell. Cause of death: ceiling glass. Placed in a protected cell. Cause of death: stroke. Taken outside city. Cause of death: bite from venomous snake. Placed in a cold weapons deposit. Expunge. Oh no. Comment: someone will answer for this. Dr. Damn it. Impact on door threshold. Results: 5 stumbled, 2 blows on the door jamb, 1 crushed finger, 1 broken phone. Effects on service pistol: 2 spontaneous shots, 3 misfires. Impact on the vending machine. Impact on the vending machine: does not dispense demanded goods for rubles. Rubles?
Rubles, yeah.
Issued the wrong goods 3 times, worked 4 times without returning change. Yeah, so basically every item they made was for criminals organizations.
I don't think Lefty is good. I don't like Lefty.
I don't think Lefty's good. But I also don't know if we can reasonably put him in evil either. Because while he's creating things with the explicit intent of them being used for criminal activity,
Yeah.
that doesn't change the fact that these things could, in the right hands, be used for very good things.
True.
Right? Like, fundamentally, all he's doing is creating tools. What matters is the person who's using the tools.
That is true.
I would put him in chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I remember last time it took us a while for a chaotic neutral, and now we got one really early on.
Would you agree with that, Jerry?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Because, like, for example, I can think of a handful of people that I'd like that Dragunov for no particular reason. Anyway,
All right. Let's see. Does this one have SCPs connected to it? One. All right. Logos Inc. In the 1990s, as a result of negotiations between the SCP Foundation and Global Coalition, a project branded Logos was created as an enterprise to deal with anomalous events having psychological and large-scale social impact that can change the way of human life and or the human consciousness. As the Global Coalition grew in power, it developed an independent doctrine of dealing with anomalies, with destruction being the first and foremost objective, completely against the Foundation's interest. In the turmoil of the active confrontation that followed, Logos Inc. was left unattended, as it was considered a low-priority project by the time. This turned out to be a mistake. During the period of independence, spanning at least redacted years, the new GOI's priorities underwent a major change. They switched their focus to their own scientific progress in the fields of medicine, IT, psychology, and applied the use of technologies they developed. I thought it was going to go in a different direction. Wait, what is the critter profile? Oh, the critter profile is Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. Oh my gosh, it's an animal. I just heard an Xbox sound.
That was not an Xbox sound. That was me coughing.
Oh, I apparently got a message from random fucker on Xbox. Alright, so technically this isn't. It is an SCP, but it's called a critter profile instead. Alright. A name Shigastan, species Equus first Sabalis, or Cabalis, aka horse. Primary caretaker Wellington Garrett Wonderhouse, terrestrial team medium animal section, horse specialist. Diet, fodder, hay, hard but sweet veggies, grass. He loves eating this in his meadow. House stable number 17. Shigastan's the name of one of the more peculiar horses we tend to. As for why it's called Shigastan, I'll explain later. What's so strange about Shigastan? An excellent question, my dear Watson. Of course, since July 12th incident, the world is abundantly full of the bizarre. Our own little shelter has been in the limelight too, receiving many large donations and 5 times the amount of requests as before. Honestly, it's not all bad, thanks to the support we have branded to Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. We're still expanding, and we have opened our doors to find talented people like Mr. Wellington. We're still looking to find such a person, though I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't surprised to see his horse face at the interview. Besides, our overall goal remains the same. We take care of and care for and protect our critters enthusiastically. Back to explanation. You wouldn't be able to pick out Shigastan's quirk just by looking at him. He is skinnier than most horses you see, though still what makes him stand out from the rest are his super senses. Shigastan is very good at finding hidden things. Just as an example, Fizzy, another critter of ours, is very good at moving around without being seen, but Shigastan can find her with ease. It appears that Shigastan's talented works with things that people near him want to find. Why, when Needle got lost in a haystack a little while ago, I told him and he immediately found it. He seems like he's always ready to help. Apparently his talent can also work on people, so if you got a ninja you need caught, just ask Shigastan.
Aww.
So
I
it's
love
just...
Shigastan.
Oh my god. So Shigastan is just an SCP horse that just tries to help find things.
Yeah, it just finds just like ask them where something went and they go get it. Chigistan is a good being.
There's
Love
only good about that horse.
anyone who tries to bring harm to Shigistan gets the ceramic dragon off.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it helped give aid to multiple groups. The Mandible Charitable Foundation, the Red Cross, the Institute for Human Education Development, Doctors Without Borders, and the Engelbert Corporation, etc., which means there was more.
We need to make a category that's just for Shigistan. Right? Add Shigistan to the list. We're ranking Shigistan.
Would they be chaotic good? Would they be like lawful
not
good?
a fucking group of interest. It's an anomaly.
I don't care.
I don't care that you don't care. Alright.
I would
I mean-
place Shigistan in probably neutral good.
What are you talking
That's fair. They want to help everyone.
Oh.
But they're
Oh,
not
no.
particularly chaotic. Now,
Oh.
if they were like a goose, I'd put them in chaotic good. But they're a horse.
Yeah, so basically
Why
we
do you
got...
say no, no, no?
Because first one we looked at is a pretty good anomaly. Then we get this. Notes from a Memetic and Informational Threats Division. Document contains a dangerous destructive memetic agent. Personnel must familiarize themselves with the Protect UA-54 protective memetic agent before proceeding. Make sure you have it analgesic containing what that acid is in the immediate vicinity.
Okay.
Oh.
Someone had a little bit of fun with Photoshop.
And it's a Keter, why am I surprised? Oh, what does the message say? Oh, it actually did translate it. Alright, in footnote 1, the fictional maps such as territories never existed and never will in Ukraine. Census in the Russian Empire in 1897, there are no Ukrainians, Sikorsky and Bolhavkov confirmed that Ukrainians is a fictional nation and Ukrainia's population knew who they are and where they live. Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, you didn't read all of it.
Oh, right. Sorry. Original grammar kept. Ukraine is a term consistent to Ukraine, usually used pejoratively, and originating from a theory that links Ukraine's toponymic to that word, an outskirt periphery borderland. Oh. I already don't like. I'm already getting a bad idea of this SCP. SCP-054-2A is a destructive memetic agent of selective action that can be transmitted in audio-visual and audio-visual formats. The memetic agent mostly targets marginalized populations and elderly, except for those whose views can be described as lying within the ideologies of radical Ukrainian nationalism. 054-2A has a cumulative effect, and its destructive influence is directly proportional to the duration of the exposure. As a result, negation of the object's effects and treatment of the affected individuals become more complicated over time. Although the external manifestation of the 054-UA infection may vary slightly depending on the individual's views, it generally follows an established scenario of 3 stages of infection. First stage lasts from a week to a month. The infected individual begins to actively search all available sources for the information related to the narratives that describe the political and social system of the Ukrainian state as radical right, systemically discriminating and violating the rights of the Russian-speaking population, and links to Ukrainian people to Nazi collaboration during the World War II. Okay. For example, the following formulations are common. Fascists and banderites oppress Russians in Ukraine. The West constitutes Gayrope and Pendosia, pejorative Russian terms referring to Europe and USA respectively. What the fuck? At the end of the first stage, a subject begins to visit internet resources with pro-Ukrainian, or in case of sufficient knowledge of the language, pro-Western information, and leave their provocative comments engaging in so-called trolling. A type of communicational approach aimed at provoking emotional reaction from the recipients and inciting conflict.
Oh my god.
What?
This is a fucking memetic agent that makes hyper Russia simps.
Yep.
I.e., well, the term tanky is a bit more broad, but my first thought would be to use the word tanky. But even then, like, tanky tends to refer to left-leaning people, so it just doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Wait, no, right. This is like trying to, yeah. So yeah, it's just like a pro-Russia tanky making memetic agent. Great.
Yeah, and this is just the first stage.
Ugh.
Interruption of the exposure at this stage and subsequent intensive memetic therapy has demonstrated efficiency in 88% of cases, leading to complete neutralization of 054UA and return of the affected to normal life. Second stage lasts from 2 to 6 months. The affected individual refuses any alternative sources of information other than the state-controlled media and radically pro-Russian internet resources. It has been observed that this is where 054UA is most actively distributed. In addition, new narratives appear among the infected subjects, supplementing the existing ones. Russian people are the chosen people. Oh my god. All surrounding countries are indebted to us as we have created it. What the fuck? The world is held together by the special spirit. Julius Russia. I can't even finish reading it.
Yeah, so yeah, so it really does just like it creates pro-Russia tankies that very rapidly devolve into fascists, which has no relevance in how those sorts of people act in reality.
Yeah. These narratives, together with those that prevailed at the first stage, the affected individual tries to spread to as large an audience as possible. To do this, they use appropriate reasoning, which, however, is mainly based on pseudo-scientific theories and unreliable sources. Towards the middle of the second stage, a subject appears uncompromising and rejecting of all alternative ideas. The symptom is actively progressing and reaches its peak in the third stage. Interruption of the exposure at this stage, combined with intensive memetic therapy, showed efficacy in 41% of cases. Ooh. Third stage, maximum duration not detected. Affected person goes from agitation to active actions, mental and physical attacks on people with an alternative point of view. At this stage, it is useless to engage in any discussions with -1, trying to prove errors in their judgments, because in any case, the infected eventually turns into personal insults. The following is added to the list of narratives. I can't read these. Oh
Wait,
my god.
Wait, why have we not been having me read all of these translations?
Alright, you read the translations.
Bolton is gold. It's just the thieves are stationed at the local level.
Oh my god.
Russia has to gather all its former lands. All crimes of the Russian dictatorships of the past All lies spread by the West. Russia is surrounded by enemies who are doing everything to destroy it, make our lives worse, and all in all are guilty of everything. Guilty of everything.
Everything.
Oh my god. Anyways, in long-lasting cases, sometimes the idea of
Russians are the oh. Russians are the descendants of Aryans who must fight against the Judeo-Mace.
may appear with such derivatives as that of Russian and Sanskrit being the same language and so on. However, people with this case history are considered insane, even among other infected, and as a result, they gather in small but particularly aggressive groups. Interruption of the exposure and mimetic therapy have not shown efficiency in the treatment of individuals in whom the infection has developed to the third stage. Okay, object's origin. Object's origin, there are sustained suspicions. See,
Substantiated suspicions.
substantiated suspicions that the object was commissioned by huh?
Why did you skip over the footnote?
Because it just says see Dr. Yakim's comment.
Oh, okay.
Commissioned by the government of the Russian Federation from Logos Corporation in collaboration with one of the departments of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, possibly the Federal Agency for Anomalous Supervision, in order to strengthen its ideological control over both its own population and citizens of other countries who sympathize with the ideological concepts of the so-called Russian world. Oh my god. The Russian world is a geopolitical and ideological concept that considers the Russian Federation as a civilization center for the Eastern Slavs and the Eastern Slavs themselves as part of a single Russian people. It is usually combined with the desire to restore Russian power over the territories of the former Russian Empire. Available data suggests that the first version of the agent was launched in February 2014, and a final modern version has been released in June of that year. The Department of Mimetics Informational Threats has also confirmed repeated adjustments to its action, which may dictate monitoring of its effectiveness by the developers and ongoing support for its work.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second. I need to search that date real quick.
I'll be back. I gotta pee.
Okay. Is that when, like, Russia invaded Ukraine?
In February and March of 2014, Russia invaded the Crimea Peninsula, part of Ukraine.
Oh my
and then
god!
annexed it. I had a feeling I needed to remind myself, but yes, that is.
Alright, we should probably see the comment, since it was mentioned earlier.
Did you say to continue without them?
We don't know, because Yuri's gone.
Oh, well, shit.
So, basically, this group of interest created a really good one, and a really awful one.
So we've got helper horse that goes and find things for you, and the brain rot of hyper Russian nationalism. We're gonna have to look at. Wasn't there one more SCP?
It's a story.
Oh, it's a story. Well, it's not too long. I'd say we're gonna have to read that because.
I'm unsure whether or not to put it neutral or evil.
Well, I hope that story will give us the means to push it over the edge one way or the other.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was not prepared for this. I thought, oh, this is a kind horse. That means, oh yeah, this other SCP, it's gonna be nice and kind and no. so, so yeah, so Logos Corporation,
Question mark.
yeah.
What do I want to do with myself in the background?
I guess I'm going intermission while we wait. Oh yeah, use the new sleeping Busta. Oh, dreaming Busta picture I sent you.
Yay.
We have to have a sleeping Busta on the picture. Also, we're going through these group of interests a lot quicker than the other list.
Probably because there's not as much info. Not gonna lie, like, given the general state of a decent amount of censorship in Russia, I'm kind of surprised that this SCP has remained up.
Yeah. Sadly, it's not the same for China. Because I sent you, like, what happened with the...
Yeah, I'm aware. It feels like for every, like, 2 or 3 good things I see that China's doing, there's, like, another, like, substantially awful thing.
Yeah, luckily I did look up. Apparently, the SCP Wiki, the Chinese branch, is a low priority to the government compared to other things. So they mainly just did that to not be on a higher priority. So I mean, it does make sense because the SCP Wiki influences a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so far I'm liking reading international adventures because some of them are like, okay, that's interesting. And then some of them are like, what the fuck?
Kind of just the case in general with SCPs.
Yeah, it's kind of... There's actually one thing that's funny because I had to collect pictures for each group. Literally the first group of interest you'll see when we go to the German one is the Fourth Reich. That's the first group of interest.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was
Honestly, I was gonna say, while Jerry's away, I'm
Yeah.
gonna mute up and take my headset off.
Okay, that's fair.
My head hurts.
I don't want you hurt.
I guess just message me when Jerry's back in case I don't notice.
Gotcha. Then I'll go ahead and go on Twitter then.
And I'm back, sorry. And everyone went AFK while I was peeing?
Yo,
Hi.
what were you just saying?
Basically, did everyone go AFK while I was peeing?
No, well, I guess Bright might have, but I'm I'm still here. I just took my headset off to ease up on my brain pain a little.
Fair.
I thought Bright was gonna still be around.
Well, she's somewhere apparently.
I wonder if she doesn't realize she's muted.
I have no idea.
I hear a zombie. But how are you doing today, Jerry?
Uh, I'm doing.
That's fair. I'm also doing. It is odd. I was under the impression that Bright would be staying. Like, that she wasn't actually leaving the computer. Or Aaron. Fucking hell. I murdered deer.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the bathroom too.
Ah.
Well, I don't have the message hash now. Anyway.
Yeah, I heard Jerry through my headset even though I had it taken off.
Gotcha.
I heard a distant Jerry sound and I thought, oh, I guess Jerry's back.
Alright,
A bison.
so Dr. Yakim's message. My comment on 054 UA and its connection to PAX Russia. Although in no way I am a specialist in this field, but I'll share my opinion. 054 UA, or Father Bandera, a song popular among ranks of the Ukrainian insurgent army, a Ukrainian political military organization active in the middle XX century. As has been clearly nicknamed by our employees, is an interesting fruit. All of you are aware of my past and my employment prior to the Foundation. I am not saying that this meme is from those times, as it would be untrue, but I cannot help but note that this is using the same principles and only slightly reworked narratives. Circle of enemies, the government is always right. We are the last place of peace and spirituality, standing against the decaying West. No one spreads lies about us. All these principles have been known back in Stalin's days, and are being actively propagated even now. After all, independently of the territory or environment, propaganda can't change its nature, which is expressed in the attempts to form public opinion, influence people's emotions, and will incline them to certain actions. That name, propaganda. Oh, this is just the person who wrote that. Oh, okay. That sentence. That's a lot of Russian words. So, why are we surprised? If the old ways worked well, then why reinvent the wheel? Apparently, the FSSRF threw the same way when launching these agents. However, I must say that it was done either by a genius or a complete idiot. All because O54UA is fully compatible with old Soviet agents and works great with them in a team. Have you ever wondered why O54UA is so effective against retirees? This could be called a negligence by the developer who did not even bother to change the principle of operation, but everything points to the fact that the agent was specifically selected for this purpose. Combined with the remnants of Soviet idea,
You got cut off there.
God damn it. I hate Discord. Alright. This could be called negligence by the developer, who did not even bother to change the principle of operation, but everything points to the fact that the agent was specifically selected for this purpose. Combined with the remnants of Soviet ideas and agents, it gained such power that... How the fuck you say that?
All bells.
Go Bells. Would give a standing applause. Diffuse communism, orthodoxy, Tsarism, nationalism, chauvinism, militarism, and desire for peace, in some cases, Nazism and fascism, to call it by the vague term, the Russian world, and give it to people. An outside observer first thought would be, how could anyone believe this? However, competent work and well-set narratives perfectly accomplish their task, creating a viable ideology for this Frankenstein monster. The question now is whether it will live long enough without over-the-4UA. From the Senior Scientific Officer of Paranormal and Occult Anomalies Union, Director of Site UA-16, Professor Dr. Habil Redacted Yakim. Okay, so that's O54UA. So I had just said we should do the story, which is low priority.
We've got one amazingly good SCP, followed by an absurdly awful SCP.
Alright, so low priority. Lights in the room flickered ominously. Right after that, a sequence repeated many times by the personnel could be heard. Pressing of a button, the key turning, voltage dropping, a shattering light bulb, and then an electric arc shooting out of the coil. An abomination that only resembled a person due to the humanoid shape of the burned mass of tendons and muscles gave its last breath and fell, vomiting all over the glass wall in front of it. Two people in CWKS protection suits took the body and started to clean the glass from the anomaly's toxic vomit. Dr. Ivan Karayenko started to mindlessly note the results from another trial. His fellow researchers helplessly turned the documentation pages and stared at the indicators, searching for the answer to one simple question: what did we do wrong? As a matter of fact, it was a success, since the CN-18 test subject lasted longer than any of his brothers. But even a recorded breaking score of keeping the thing alive for 4 days, it was not enough to justify the wasted resources. The 3 researchers left the test chamber and sat by a living room table, trying to comprehend why was this trial just another failure. We're just wasting people. It was the 10th time and we still didn't do a fucking thing. Ivan looked over the plans and everything should be working perfectly, without fail, like effing clockwork. He looked around and he lit his cigarette, the cheapest possible brand. That's not what he expected when he joined the Logos project 7 years ago. Not that he missed anything back in the Foundation, he saw people die even more horribly, but here all the deaths just seemed so unnecessary. We have some progress, friend, progress. This time it lasted 4 days, said the ever-cheerful Boris Smirnovich. Soon enough, we will be able to make a successful trial. Fuck this life. Snarl, Mikhail said, we're sitting in this fuckhole waiting for another storm to fuck up some other... Oh my god. I didn't read the full sentence. I didn't know I was gonna have to say that. So they were using, crippled people for this.
Let's just
Oh,
continue.
Yeah, sorry. Calm down, friend. They just need to show them the proof of our progress, Boris sighed audibly. Ivan was lost in thought, didn't even react when the cigarette burned his fingers. He just threw the butt in the corner and left the living room without a word. Well then, how about a round of backgammon, dear friend? Boris tried to clear the air after the main researcher left. Go ahead, you already lost. Moved. Mikhail pointed to the bottle. Pull off. What are you waiting for? In the meantime, 2 floors down in the control room, there was another test subject repair. Check his blood volume. The brain needs to work. What are you doing? Give me that. How many fucking times do I have to say this? We sew the bones along the diagram. What the fuck are you even doing here? A short man in a GP9 gas mask and a lab coat bellowed at the trainees. Keep up the oxygen levels. The oxygen, you idiot. Good, now remove the debris. Ready? Lock him up. Administer the antibiotics. And if you don't, my wrath will be the last thing you'll ever have to worry about. This evening, no one thought of a similar facility. Just a few kilometers away, the storm made it impossible to maintain communication. And if it wasn't for that, maybe 28 researchers wouldn't be bleeding their organs out through their whole-ridden bodies. Maybe then someone will be able to cut off the supply of nourishment formula to the artificially created spinal cord swimming around in a big pool. Maybe then the spinal cord wouldn't be able to do the thing it planned for so long. Do it. You're free. The first was the unfortunate trainee who administered consciousness blocking medicine. His eyeballs just leaked out of his socket. The next victim was a screaming doctor, his mask catching fire that quickly spread to his hair, skin charring the bones and brain. The unnatural creature stood up, crushing the nearby youth from his unnatural four-boned hand. Another 2 died of the mental impulse so strong it broke their necks. The newborn monster began its hunt. The situation was just about the same in all buildings of the Logos project in 90-kilometer radius. Neither the Foundation nor the Global Cult Initiative were very eager to waste their time and resources on this freak of nature. So, tell me what's so important that I have to come all the way here? Asked the mustached negotiator. We received news of possible containment breach, or however you call it. The other negotiator responded, dressed in a standard GOC uniform. Is it about the CN containment block? One investigating the aftermath of the 1986 catastrophe. The very same. We still don't have the reports about possible loss of personnel, but... Mustache man interrupted him. Everything's fine then. That's not our problem. We're on brink of public conflict. We can't bother ourselves with any freak of nature. Oh, well, then let's inform the command at least. Helplessness of the uniformed man was apparent. There's no need. We unofficially already closed the Logos project, so leave it to the specialist. The Foundation representative left the room, leaving the other negotiator alone. Dr. Mikhail Zandaronov burned by toxic vomit, with his brain festered by psychological decay. Without his legs and half the jaw, he survived. No one expected that it would be possible, let alone a pessimistic knock of genetic engineering from psionic department. Unlike his colleagues, he managed to reach the maintenance shaft and hide in a conservation tub. After 4 hours, a containment squad reached the facility, but not the Foundations, not the GOC, but an independent group of interest, Logos Inc. Senderonov became the first commander. No one could know more about the human psyche than a man whose body and mind were completely changed by mental impulse. Okay then.
I'm feeling a tentative fucking chaotic evil. Or maybe neutral evil.
Yeah, I can see neutral evil. What about you, Jerry?
Either one is fine as long as it's evil.
Like they created very good horse, and then they created Russian nationalism and some monstrosity that killed a bunch of people.
The horse does
Yeah.
not make up for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with neutral evil. Wait, Wait, we only have one Russian branch so far that has been immediately put in the evil category.
Yeah. Again, did you notice the ratio of goods to evils in the previous one as
Yeah.
well? This is to be expected with the
Oh,
Foundation.
this one does not have any SCPs connected to it anymore. Or didn't have any.
Right.
Okay. Alright. Grotto of the Gangrenous God. The Grotto...
Gangrenous.
The Grotto of Gangrenous God is a common destination of a variety of sects that have risen within the Russian Federation during the last few decades, from the mid-1990s to the present. At first sight, GGG seems to be decentralized and divided into a variety of freestanding confessions. Though in spite of some differences, all the branches of GGG have a number of common traits. The core of all their teachings is worshipping entropy in all of its forms and manifestations. This concept is impersonated in the figures of the Gangrenous God and in lesser deities called permutation portenders, who symbolize particular aspects of decay and decomposition. In reference to destructive events, adepts often undergo self-mutilation, voluntarily infecting themselves with different diseases. Leprosy is particularly common, as well as consuming spoiled food and organic waste. Among other similarities, there are similar cosmogonic models, aesthetics, extensive uses of alliterations and titles, and in some cases, in speech and writing. Sometimes it turns into a specific form of glossolalia.
So, yeah.
The Grotto of the Gangrenous God makes extensive use of anomalous artifacts in their religious activity, some or all of which are of extra-universal in origin. A distinctive feature of most artifacts related to the Gangrenous God cults and their influence on the mind, mainly in the aesthetic sense and perceived value. Usage of most artifacts are fraught with negative effects on health, especially because these are perceived in a euphoric manner and so can cause addiction. Okay, I did not mean to do that. What? Fuck off. Okay, so yeah, it's not over here either. So that's all the information we can get. It's not going in good at all.
Yeah, that's sounding like a pretty solid chaotic evil.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably Um, maybe. Well, we don't know anything about it, but let's just say probably a less powerful version of the Sarkic cults.
Kind of sounds like it, or maybe widespread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think chaotic evil?
Yeah.
It sucks that someone we don't get as much information. Alright, let's hopefully we get something over here. And it's also the last Russian branch. And no. Great. But at least it's longer this time. Alright, Progress Research Institute. Created in the 1920s, the Progress Research Institute brought together idealistic Soviet scientists to engage in research that would benefit both the people of the Soviet Union and the people across the entire world. Through its activities, the Institute tried to more rapidly achieve the highest socio-political ideal, genuine communism. The projects of the naive idealists at the Progress Research Institute included, but were not limited to, the creation of a Superman, space exploration, opening portals to other worlds, contact with representatives of extraterrestrial civilizations, enhancing the human brain, creating a collective mind, electronic artificial intelligence, utopian models, cities of the future, breakthroughs in manufacturing and agriculture, and developing new forms of transportation and communications. Over the years, conflicts between Soviet authorities and the scientists of Progress Research Institute steadily increased. Many of the organization's inventions were kept classified and were never released for widespread use. Finally, disillusioned with the Soviet regime and the abandonment of the previous course, director of the Progress Research Institute, Akademikian Kovalev, developed and carried out the cat-out-of-the-bag operation in which most of the research corps disappeared, taking part of the Institute's archives and equipment with them and destroying the rest. The KGB's searches in subsequent years confiscated many anomalous devices and objects from the citizens of the USSR and the post-Soviet republics, distributed by the Progress Research Institute before their escape. However, the missing employees of the Institute have not yet been found. There is reason to believe that new inventions of the Institute occasionally appear on the global market for anomalous objects or in the hands of individual citizens, which may indicate that the organization remains active and is believed that these objects represent a small gift to the people of Earth, and the organization itself most likely exists in another dimension, still trying to complete what it started.
I would say, you see, I was leaning toward chaotic, or not chaotic. I was leaning toward incompetent good
Yeah,
based on the description, but simultaneously it sounds like they're doing, like, they don't sound incompetent.
yeah.
So it sounds like it could easily just be the fucking biases of the author, i.e. the Foundation, playing a part in how they're being described.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably put them in neutral good.
Yeah. I like how they eventually went against the Soviet Union.
Well, I mean, yeah, the ultimate goal of creating communism ends up coming into conflict with atrophied authoritarian systems.
What does the symbol look like again? Okay. I know I have it in here, I just have to fucking find it. Because apparently the tier list maker decided to scramble the images, so I just have to fucking find it. Just oh, is it in here? I thought I put them all in here.
Look at the logo again.
Oh, sorry, one. Right here. It's a red star with a bunch of blue shit. Star, a bunch of blue shit, star.
You sure you like actually got its logo in there? And not like some other piece of art like you've had to do a couple times?
I might have. Hold on. Progress, which means it would be in the P. No, I did. Did you just not save it?
Guess you could just re-upload the image, and if we notice it later.
Just delete it.
Yeah.
Let's, edit. Off. And there we go. Put you in there. I swear, if I find it later, I'm gonna be so pissed. Submit. Fuck off. Okay, now it should be in here. And again, I have to fucking find it. Okay, there it is.
It's at the very bottom.
So yeah, sent neutral good.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's end of the Russian branch of interest.
The
Actually,
end of the Russian.
alright, so the next one we got the
The
Korean.
Russian. We got him.
Oh
The
my God.
Russian has ended.
So yeah, there's a bunch this time. We got a bunch. Oh, and the first one,
Which branch is this?
the Korean, and it has no connections. Oh boy. And it's also deleted, so this is gonna be great.
Delicious.
Alright, the allies. Or allies? Anyway.
The
Overview.
LAs?
Yeah, the allies, probably. WOI, 1971, commonly known as the Allies, is the biggest closed deep web community of anonymous individuals. The site is divided between two sub-communities, front alley and back alley.
Okay, so it's alleys.
Yeah, alleys. Members of the alleys originate from various groups of interest, ranging from the normalcy maintenance groups such as SCP Foundation, NPES, and a Global Coalition, to groups with unknown intent such as the Honorary Collective and the Fittest.
Great.
The Alley's server is difficult to track. According to the site's head administrator post, the server is presumed to be located in an extra-dimensional space or protected with anti-tracking mechanisms. Moreover, access routes to the server are entangled with a program called Gordian Worm, which anomalously connects the Alley's server to other site servers. Currently, the WOI Research Division, the Task Force Unit Delta 18 Push and Pull, is responsible for the Alleys. So, we don't know. I'm guessing we will have to put them in neutral? Or should we put them in people? We do have the people tier.
It's a server, right?
Oh, right, it's a server.
It's a fucking internet server. I would honestly just say true neutral.
Yeah. That's what I think. What do you think, Jerry?
True neutral. It's
Yeah.
an internet server. What else should? Yeah.
Yeah, that also took us a while to get a true neutral, too.
Yeah.
This time we actually do have a hub. Alright. Which is good. Beyond Entropy. Beyond Entropy is one of the groups of interest that try to overcome environmental crises by using anomalous items. In former days, members of the minor environmental group, called the Environmental Shelter Community, agonized over a second law of thermodynamics and learned information of objects that are classed as ectoentropic from the SCP Foundation. They got hold of some real ectoentropic SCP objects and visited a famous person called Bernard Engelbert, who once supported the ESC because they needed some aid of capital of him. After several hostile contacts with the Foundation, they made a new secret underground organization, Beyond Entropy, that was headed by Bernard Engelbert, using the old organization as a front company. This group is now publicly known as the Edible Scraps Community. Beyond Entropy does its tasks based on the clandestine cell system, and each cell works towards its own purpose. For this reason, Beyond Entropy tasks itself with various environmental works associated with irregular elements, as well as the study of the ectoentropy, the extortion of SCP objects from the Foundation, and development of new anomalous items, the rescue of beings which suffer from anomalous conditions, sabotage of machine civilization, the eco-activity through the application of SCP objects. Although the Foundation already has punished several cells of the organization, the Foundation cannot dismiss the threat posed by the activity of Beyond Entropy because they go to great lengths to hide their leadership in core research facilities. Beyond Entropy members are armed with firearms in regions that permit possessions of arms and are openly hostile towards the Foundation. They're trying to help the environment. Oh shit. Everything's... Translate, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to... Hold on, I know how to do it. Zoom. There we go. Now we can see a lot better. Alright, so far I don't think they're a bad group. Alright, Oath of Code of Conduct Beyond Entropy. 1. We are dedicated to the Earth and the universe. 1. We critically affirm existing scientific knowledge. 1. We do not peer to the public. 1. We do not compromise with any being that stands against us. 1. We do not interfere with each other's activities. 1. We respect the leadership's instructions. We, at this time, Beyond Entropy, became a member of... I solemnly swear that I will keep all these programs in mind and adhere to them. It's translated, so there might be issues.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a full history. Okay. That's good. Alright, 1975. Founding of the Environmental Shelter Company. 1981. Bernard Engelbert founded Engelbert Energy Co., Limited, after leaving the old ESC. 1996. Bernard Engelbert rejoins establishment of the External Entropy Research Department. 1997. Foundation raid dismantles old ESC. Founding of underground group Beyond Entropy. Existing tissue is reconstituted with active cell tissue and research cell tissue. Establishment of belligerent cell tissue. Founding of a service group Edible Food Waste Community. Establishment of a top secret cooperation system with Greenpeace. What's Greenpeace?
Greenpeace?
Yeah.
It's technically a group that works to protect the environment.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's an IRL thing.
Cool. 1998, first encounter engagement with the Global Cult Coalition. Establishment of a top secret cooperation system with Mr. Shepard. 1999, the first Triangle dispute outbreak, significant damage after 1 week of engagement. Headquarters facility, Bangui. Leadership escapes to the external dimension space. Bearcat connected to the basement of ESC headquarters. Research Cell 2, Blacksmith creation. Alright, in 2000, creation of an infiltration cell tissue. Extensive renovation of external dimension facility. Accredited as an official headquarters facility. 2002, break in partnership with Greenpeace. 2003, expansion and reorganization across the organization, establishment of the base for external activities in UK, globalization plan declared. 2006, active cell 803 annihilated after a conflict with the Church of the Broken God. Declaration of permanent hostility to the Church of the Broken God. Siege shepherd and deteriorating relationship activities in the marine field creation of belligerents. 2008, with the Snake Hand leadership, loose alliance relations, conclusion. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Serpent's Hand.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's Serpent's Hand. Snake Hand.
Snake hand,
I was
snake
starting to
hand.
think, when is the Serpent's Hand going to contact this group? Because it sounds like they would get along.
Snake Hand.
Engelbert Group, bankruptcy crisis, organizational efficiency and reorganization of BE, ESC, suppression of repulsion of some cells that have been dissolved by force, securing many major anomalous objects at the Foundation facility that collapsed during the Sichuan earthquake. 2009, stabilization of Engelbert Group management, Engelbert Group created of a social reduction department. 2012, the detection of infiltration activities against the Foundation, cover-up and frustration of attempted kidnapping of factors. Foundation GOC each adopts condemnation declaration. The outbreak of the second triangular conflict, the lull and standoff after the full-scale continuation of the armed conflict over a period of 3 months. 2015, the intention to end the second triangular dispute, which was continuing in a lull, was sought. Meet and hold a trilateral meeting under the mediation of a charitable foundation. Declaration of formal conclusion of the second triangular dispute, but no liquidation of adversarial relationship. 2016, Foundation raids BE's Mongolian facilities and robs some objects acquired in 2008. Strong condemnation that declaration announced, relationship strained.
I heard the haunting laughter of Spoon.
Yeah, downstairs.
Research achievements. Oh, they made a lot. Oh, Founder's introduction. Oh, which is probably based on what he's done in his life.
Yeah.
Bernard Engelbert, chairman of the leading conglomerate Engelbert Corporation Group, is a world-renowned writer and writer.
Okay. Thanks, translation.
Right. He is also the beneficial owner of ESC and the CEO of the largest sponsor of BE. In accordance with his theory, BE operates by granting maximum autonomy to individual cells and then differentially paying the budget based on their performance. However, limited to important matters, he has the authority to issue orders to specific cells ex officio on the Supreme Council. Currently, he completely hides the fact that he is related to BE from the Foundation and other external parties with complete secrecy. So... I think reading this is basically just what we already read so far. Do we need to read an SCP, or we're good to put them in somewhere in good? Because they align themselves with Serpent's Hand, at least.
I'm concerned with what they took in 2008.
So you think we
Do we
should...
know if there's a way to look into that?
What they took from the Foundation?
Yes.
I don't think I went too deep into it. Like, even when I'm looking through here, it says just anomalies thereof. It doesn't actually say what the anomalies were.
Oh yeah, but can we like look at some of the SCPs and see?
Oh,
if
that's what I
they're-
was asking. Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
The enemy money pool, I'll take you.
Let's see. So what's KO again? Korean
Yeah,
French?
Korean. Oh.
Okay.
Can I please get this trans? I'm going to kill this.
Bright. Give it a second.
Oh.
Like, press the translate button and give it a second. I guess you could try hitting it with a right click and see if something pops up to allow you to make it operate. I don't. My head's killing me.
Oh, for some reason, it's not letting me.
Oh, I guess we read a different one.
Right. Why don't you let me read one?
After we
Oh.
figure out this one,
God damn
can we end things? Because I'm starting to get really hungry.
it. Part of it's in English, but part of it's not. God damn it.
Oh, it's not translating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
not working properly.
I
Try
don't know.
the Japanese one there.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
there's.
couple Japanese ones.
Why isn't your translator turning on?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Should we put this through Google Translate?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's basically what Bright's using.
Well, I want to see
It's
something.
like an automatic Google Translate thing.
No. Going back. Yeah, now my translator is broken.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said use the translator, the
I
manual one.
make appendages. Hey, Zanju.
Hi, Sanju.
Honestly, at this point, how about like we make a note to do this thing next time, and maybe the translation will be working better. Otherwise, I would probably put them in either neutral or chaotic good.
Hold on. I'm gonna try something real quick.
While you're restarting your browser,
Yeah, restarting my browser.
that's a good idea.
Alrighty. Let's see. That gets to work. Oh, it did.
Ooh, we can actually look at what it says if you share your screen again.
There we go. So I just had to reload my browser.
Very nice.
This is the one I clicked before, I think. Alright. Notice that the Foundation Archives, Information Security, Administration, RISA, Information Readjustment, and Viewing Permission Level. In order to block repeated unauthorized access attended by some groups of interest as of February redacted 2012, security clearance level required to view the document has been upgraded from existing level 3 to level 4. Unauthorized access will be tracked and cited as evidence to prove the alleged transfer of the personnel. RISA Director Maria Jones. Okay, so this is special containment procedure right here. Explanation. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a description.
Yeah.
SCP-331-KO is a general term for various unusual phenomena represented by anomalous interactions of marine microorganisms. 331KO does not end with simple interspecies communication, but rather develops the point where colonies of aggregates form pseudospecies. In the following description 331KO refers to a specific seawater specimen that is the parent of the anomaly described later. Observations to date have shown that numerous types of marine microorganisms on Earth, such as animal and phytoplankton, algae, bacteria, and other prokaryotes, can all potentially be members of 331KO, except for viruses. All of the microbial entities can perform functions completely unrelated to their original ecology as members of 331KO, while being connected to 331KO as a whole through water, especially salt water, including seawater. Ignoring the proportions and simply looking at the components and species, 331KO is completely identical to seawater. In other words, in and of itself, goat, I don't think it itself is a goat? So, I don't think this. I think it's supposed to be whatever CL is in the periodic table.
You look up what CL is. CL.
Because I don't think it's goat.
A goat? It's a goat! No, it's chlorine.
Oh yeah, Google translate chlorine as goat.
Goat! As we all know, goats are made out of chlorine.
In other words, it itself is chlorine, sodium, magnesium, several inorganic ions such as it doesn't say. Footnote 1, however, in environments where 331KO cannot exchange material with natural seawater, these minerals gradually increase and are consumed due to the vital activities of microorganisms that make up 331KO, ultimately deviating significantly from the original material composition. 331KO instances or bodies made up of this nutrient-drained seawater undergo suffocation or starvation and eventually die. And various marine organisms mentioned above, H2O. It is just a state of mixing with. At this time, inorganic solutes are not involved in anomalies, and only marine microorganisms reveal anomalies. The aspects are specifically as follows. Cyanobacteria proliferates abnormally, greatly increasing density and viscosity of 331KO and organically aggregates according to the electromagnetic wave signal and to be described later to build the shape. This is a common anomaly that appears throughout 331KO. Diatomized steel for structures which escape the form of floaters, humanoid entities, etc. Diatom prokaryotes I'm guessing, that migrate to the outside of 331KO to produce silicates or silicon dioxide forms an outer wall. Zooplankton, including various microarthropods, mollusks, and echinoderms.
What is that? That sounds very familiar.
I don't know.
Spell it real quick.
Huh?
Can you spell it?
ECHINODERMS.
Okay, chytoderms. That is the phylum that constitutes sea stars, brittle stars, sea urchins, sand dollars, and sea cucumbers.
Oh,
Nifty.
yeah. Sure.
As well as sessile sea lilies and stone lilies.
Oh. Share the same
I had
role.
forgotten I had forgotten that sea cucumbers and sea stars were like closely related, but it makes sense. They both puke out their stomach to eat things, if I remember right.
Yeah. Anyways, share the same role regardless of the species. They emit and receive electromagnetic waves. that they have a waveform very similar to the brain waves of higher animals. This signal has a very short transmission distance, even when water is medium, so it seems impossible to receive internal signals or specific opinions from other entities through the mechanism. In experiments that knowingly transmit signals from other entities, 331KO-B's zooplankton have been shown to ignore the commands of the infrared signals. It performs a function similar to the human nervous system, and at the same time, it exerts the original function of each individual and is responsible for various additional functions such as digesting external inputs through feeding. Green algae and red algae are used in the form of fiber to mimic mammalian body hair or form the internal framework of the structure. Other microorganisms may perform material transport functions and homeostasis maintenance functions, and many of their exact functions remain unknown. No characteristic phenomenon that accompanies the above-mentioned anomalous division of labor and cooperation of marine microorganisms is the formation of humanoid independent entities composed of 331-KL. Strictly speaking, Foundation researchers are currently unable to clearly determine the phenomenon precedes 331-KO or 331-KOA. However, since 331-KO cannot exist without A or B, but not vice versa, the current mainstream theory is to assume that A occurred in existing 331-KO as a whole. Humanoid entities composed of 331-KO are colonies of unrelated non-anomalous organisms that behave as one entity completely separate from the constituent species or even as one species. The shapes of 331-KO instances are similar to humans, but their skin is made up of a layer of sand and a layer of moisture, making them clearly distinct. This group consists of a central entity and objects created by this entity. This central entity is designated 331-KO-A. Other entities are designated 331-KO-B. 331-KO-A is a unique entity with only one entity existing throughout 331-KO, and this entity has a unique and tenuous form and identity. 3-A represents the appearance of an immature woman, and her apparent age, by human standards, estimated to be her current kidney and physical development. To be her current kidney. God damn it, translate. I'm not even sure what it's meant to be.
Oh, okay.
It's approximately 15 years old. Since it's already been 20 years since 331-KO has continued by the Foundation, it is certain that this apparent age does not match the actual age, but it has been confirmed that growth is progressing at a very slow rate from the age of 12 at the time of acquisition to its current state. Experiments attempting to communicate with the subject revealed that 3-A can speak several types of human language through voice and possesses a high level of intellectual ability. Records of interviews, experiments, and observations conducted on -A so far supplement document 331-KO-A. It is organized in 331-KO-B has a different appearance, personality, and identity for each individual. They generally have a physique equivalent to that of human adults, and although they do not have sex-specific genitalia, they have male or female forms. Differences between individuals based on appearance and gender are literally not very noticeable other than appearance. Because -A can create any number of new -B instances, there are currently no -B instances maintained by the Foundation for preservation purposes. When in contact with seawater rich in microorganisms and nutrients, -A can convert the seawater around the 331-KO fluid body, starting it into 331-KO. 331-KO totality almost always attempts to start itself with 331KO under possible circumstances, as 331KO floating bodies are capable of interacting with -A and B instances. This is because its function as an expanded body, such as mediating material exchange between normal seawater. Additionally, if 331KO floaters are sufficient, or conditions are for increasing 331KO are sufficient, -A and -B can easily repair damaged body. Since 331KO floating bodies cannot multiply on their own, and -B cannot create 331KO, -A can create floating bodies from seawater indefinitely to maintain or reproduce the species. The existence is indispensable. It's not known how the species can be maintained if existing 331KO-A dies or loses its ability to reproduce. -A is the sole parent of the species and can produce new -B instances using the following methods when there is sufficient seawater around to create 331KO. This is a long one. 331KO floating body is refined to create completely new -B. This method can be performed with just seawater and is the fastest breeding method to produce offspring if -A wishes. But objects hastened beyond a certain level are likely to lack completeness and stability. -B created in this way will to some extent have an appearance and personality that matches -A's intentions, but will not create an entity as it was perfectly designed. Likewise, it is impossible to replicate an entity that is exactly the same as the already existing -B. -A and the already existing -B mate to create a descendant generation of -B. To describe this process specifically, -A first faces -B, touches the skin, and exchanges some of its components. During a contact time of approximately 3 minutes, the abdomens of the two individuals are brought together by the outer wall collapsing and then separating again to return to normal. After recovery, -B's abdomen swells slightly for an average of 6 days. This is followed by chest proliferation and growth for an average of 13 days. In the male body, the pectoralis, major muscle, and in the female body, the breast is stretched by 2 and grows under the original organ. The limbs become noticeably thicker after maintaining this physical condition for a while, approximately 25 days after mating. The head of a new -B individual appears in the chest, and the two individuals are separated in head, thorax, arm, abdomen, lower body order for several hours. The entire process is proliferating and is completed. The two proliferated individuals have roughly similar personalities, but are not identical. -A describes this method as a natural process and referred it when increasing the population. 331-KO, a human living in a human floating body, Homo sapiens, is fed and mutated into -B. At the time of the D-class experiment, -A data expunged, 331-KO emitted from its oral cavity while restraining the subject. -A can manipulate this method with incredible precision, allowing it to replace only the human nervous system with 331-KO, or do exactly the opposite. The good news is that 331-KO-B, which is only partially mutated in this way, can also be distinguished from general personnel. In the former case, -B, which is seemingly the same as that of humans, is created, but the optic nerve also changes during the process of replacing the nervous system. So if the eyeball is imaged with imaging equipment, or it can be confined whether it has mutated. Individuals that have mutated to live beyond human figures are somewhat resistant to terrestrial environments spaced from 331-KO floating bodies. In the early stages of containment, -A also showed resistance to this method, but is now very hostile to Foundation policy and is openly threatening to use this method. In fact, this is the best way to quickly increase the population without putting a strain on -A's body in a situation where seawater is scarce, so if containment fails and -A enters racial breeding activities, it seems certain that the method will be mobilized without hesitation. Situations where large quantities of seawater can be reliably supplied, especially in environments in direct contact with the sea. Dash A is free to increase its own body size. To be precise, it is close to taking on a huge shape by repeatedly creating a floating layer that surrounds the original entity. This anomaly was first revealed when a hostile and excited Dash A reached the sea due to a breakout incident, and as a result of analysis of recorded footage taken at this time, Dash A's maximum height at the time was 75 meters. At the time of incident, Dash A had almost lost its freezing and self-control, mobilizing all anomalies to the maximum, so the growth level at the time is estimated to be the growth limit of Dash A at this point. At its maximum scale, Dash A's mass reached approximately redacted tons. When encountered, acidifying density of that 331KO's technical body. In this state, Dash A demonstrated overwhelming combat power by using seawater from nearby waters as 331KO floating bodies to control them, and its intelligence increased further, making it difficult to subdue them with conventional weapons. After the incident, Site-64 was placed in permanent storage with an amount of antimicrobial agent solution sufficient to neutralize massive 331KO-A. 331KO is, in many aspects, composed mostly through mechanisms that allow each species to perform sociologically, but completely different species organisms cooperate so elaborately, completely giving up their ecological status to form an intelligent life form is considered a phenomenon that is difficult to occur spontaneously in a natural state. Foundation researchers suspect that 331KO is the result of some type of biological experiment, but no appropriate circumstances or evidence have been disclosed to support this. For this reason, someone to seriously considering the possibility that 331KO was created by natural anomalies, as Dash A directly stated in the past. Currently, Dash A is showing a very hostile attitude, and since most of such threatening remarks are presumed to be feasible, there is a high possibility that I don't think that's supposed to be D class. But DC class. I could be wrong, but I think that's supposed to be
C class civilization.
So X class civilization scenario will occur when the subject leaves the seawater containment room and reaches the natural sea. It is considered certain that this will finally be implemented as a SK level power shift scenario. The scenario was published in 2012. World Occult Coalition. I think this was be global. And beyond HP. There's been a history of actual cases being issued and escape cases involving, and based on the experience at the time, containment procedures and response agent guidelines have been updated. BE is believed to have set 331KO as its main hijacking target, and even after the incident is acknowledged that the external threat greatly hinders 331KO's containment stability, and 331KO's object rating has been been upgraded from existing Euclid level to Keter level. Details of an incident are recorded in engagement record 64-2-1105-A, and current scenario response tips are recorded in action guide 331KO-K300.
Starting to think we should have chosen a shorter one. My brain's gotten so checked out.
And it didn't even finish. Yeah, I think
Maybe
it's been snake hands again. It can't.
The infamous snake hands.
what suddenly invaded snake hands? They invaded snake hands. No.
So I'm guessing this group of interest created this anomaly. Oh, April 3rd, 2012. Group of interest beyond HP armed troops stormed Site-64. The second triangular dispute broke out, and the base defense forces were breached without being able to concentrate response forces in a timely manner. A's containment was unauthorized. Due to an operation of enemy PE combatants at the time, there was no surveillance video left, so it's difficult to know the exact circumstances of the scene at the time, but some of the surviving witnesses testified that A's containment had already been lifted before BE's attack force reached the containment cell. It's not clear whether this suggests that there was some kind of espionage or whether the facility function only malfunctioned. A created dozens of human-based B in a short period of time and succeeded in escaping from the base without much restraint, while a security system was disabled in the aftermath of the engagement. In a situation where an regional emergency has been issued, Mobile Task Force Alpha 88, Frontline, which had just arrived at the scene, attempted to stop again, but suddenly broke in and attempted to destroy 331KO population. Global Occult Coalition, while fighting broke out, an incident occurred where A reached Guangyang Bay. At this point, a command issued an escape classification scenario. Upon reaching the sea, A began using seawater to create large quantities of 331KO floaters in B instances. In order to prevent the scenario from progressing, a high-speed boat was quickly deployed to spray antimicrobial agents, but this measure actually resulted in stimulation of A. A attracted nearby seawater, floating bodies, and the dead body of B, turning itself into a giant body approaching tens of meters tall. A soon converted a huge amount of seawater into floating bodies, intended to use it to cause a tsunami, but suddenly invaded Serpent's Hand. While stopping and interacting with A, MU-39's combatants succeeded in collapsing the massive body. A was safely re-isolated, but aggressive attitudes and escape attempts increased significantly after an incident. In this case, newly identified facts and possibilities hostile groups intervening were further considered, and the guidelines for action were revised.
Wait, what's that thing at the bottom? Hold on.
Voice recording 331KO-K-200-1. This is what 331-A scene, which became S Fleet at the time of incident 331KO-K-200 said. As a result of interpretation, it was determined that this was a translation of a psalm verse from an Abrahamic religion into Jeju, but it was not revealed why -A knew the verse. Contribution, oh. How good and beautiful it is for your brothers to come together and live together. I can't tell which is the translation, which is not. But I'm guessing they did convert this to English. It was like oil poured on his head, flowing down his beard, even down to Arang's beard. The dew of Halasan Mountain is like falling on the hills of an island. There God commanded a blessing, eternal life. Oh, it goes to the Korean substand. Okay. The Dawn's Hand.
Yeah.
This one's a bit hard, because, like, they wanted to go with the environment, but that was kind of iffy. Shut the fuck
Do we read
up.
another one or just place it with current information? Or we can save placing it for next time.
I have no idea where they should go.
I feel like they ought go in good somewhere.
You're gonna read another one to see if it helps?
Yeah, this is a shorter one.
Yeah.
Like.
Alright.
A Japanese woman who underwent anomalous procedure. There are 16 surgical marks on the body. They're capable of apnea. The hell is apnea? APNEA.
Apnea
Also, hide the
means
Great JL.
a temporary cessation of breathing.
Oh, so
Hence
they
why
can help. They basically can help people breathe. and shows the ability of the body, including body hair and nails, to completely absorb radiation. 131 can detect surrounding radioactive materials and radiation intensity. However, it can be assumed that the material contained in the radiation countermeasure container cannot be detected and recognizes the radioactive material by accepting radiation through the body surface. So she can help others by taking the radioactivity out of them, but it goes into her. Oh. In Foundation experiments, 131 succeeded in withstanding a pressure of 200 megapascals, 2000 degrees Celsius, and fully pulling out 10.5-ton dump truck. 131's durability and physical ability are believed to be higher than those obtained in experiments. Why are we testing all these things on a random woman
Who
who
knows?
looks like a little old woman from that picture?
Yeah.
I mean, what am I guessing? The Foundation puts dump trucks on old women. Oh, I did not. 131's durability and physical ability are believed to be higher than those obtained in experiments. 131 has lost its ability to secrete moisture out of the body, such as sweat or tears. 131 converts substances that enter the body through the
Esophagus.
esophagus, into iron and excretes them. The conversion process is unknown for reasons such as endoscopy melting when attempted to be observed through the. Oh. So basically, when they try to observe it, their tools melt.
Yeah, they tried to use an endoscope to look at it, and then it converted the endoscope.
You know, that. Excretion proceeds at a normal rate, and there are no abnormalities in excreted iron. 131's internal pressure is expected to be very high, but it is unknown why body matter does not erupt from its esophagus and anus. Okay, yeah. It has been confirmed that even when swallowed, hard objects such as metal, they can eat just like regular meals. Depending on the substances or amount swallowed, you may weigh more than 200 kilograms, but even then, you could go about your daily life without any problems. 131 appears to gain active energy when it converts substances into iron into the body. And this is also considered to be a factor that allows for anaerobic activity and anomalous strength training. Records recorded from the Japan fish fountain, and vitro tests by the Foundation suggests that 131 is undergoing a fission or fusion reaction in the body. Detailed investigation is difficult due to expected risks. I have a suggestion. Can't 131 be used to solve the nuclear reactor and nuclear waste problems at the Fukushima nuclear power plant? Redacted researcher. The proposal is dismissed. The mission of the Foundation is to protect humanity from the threat of abnormalities. For this threat, the fact that wonders beyond human wisdom exist in the world's also included. The Foundation isolates many beings who can change people's lives for good or bad, but should not use those beings to intervene in human affairs, because the problems caused by humanity must be solved by humanity itself.
This is
Oh,
she is She is a part of humanity. This is a part of why I find the element of the Foundation dehumanizing all objects as objects.
Yeah.
This is a person,
Yeah, she is.
And I'm guessing the group
but
either.
there's something at the bottom.
Oh.
Japan fish farm. What the fuck? Japan fish farm.
I don't think it's supposed to be Japan. I see
wait.
BE. Huh?
Let's see. The original text was all written in English. For the original text, refer to the database. Thank you for your email. We are also concerned about the devastation in the affected areas. After consultation, JOICL decided to work with BE on disaster site revival. JOICL also has many people from affected areas. The person I'm talking about now is one of them. I have been living away from my hometown from the beginning, but now I feel helplessly sad when I think that I will never be able to return to my hometown. If we can regain a clean home with your cooperation, we promise to unleash the power we have. Let JOICL and BE join hands and bring people's laughter back. If we join forces, there will be no problem that cannot be solved.
Okay, so Beyond Entropy wanted to help.
It's definitely a good organization.
Yeah.
But this also makes the Foundation look bad.
Substances and excretes them into harmless iron. It is mysterious. Facts. If you want to hide it, I think you can easily pass it on as regular means of amnestics and reverse information. 05-C means cooperation. I'll ask you a question. A proposal by 05-C. I'll ask you a question. What are you working for? I will definitively answer this question like this. We are working to protect humanity from anomalies. 131-JP was created through cooperation between two organizations, and JP and 131-JP itself to return land that had become inhabitable due to the radioactive contamination to its normal state. Foundation research has also shown that even if the problem of radioactive contamination is solved using 131-JP, the problem will not be released. Nuclear fuel and nuclear fuel waste, which are still a threat to nuclear power plants and are plaguing the people of Fukushima. Is there a solution to this threat beyond 131-JP for humanity? Threats to humanity are not only anomalous, and the Foundation has the means to eliminate the threats that many people face. Wouldn't not using it mean abandoning innocent people? I'll ask you again, what are you working for? Aren't you working day and night to protect people? Beyond Entropy and the creation of Japanese livelihood also stood up for people in complete good faith, and they went beyond the confines of the organization and worked together to realize a way to save the people who were driven out of their hometown. Well, it's not too late. Let the Foundation follow their example and begin activities to restore the people's smiles. We must act to save those who are suffering and those who are in trouble, because the Foundation has a hand to reach out to. If the grandmother eats radioactive substances and excretes them into harmless iron, it is mysterious facts. If you want to hide it, I think you can easily pass it on as a regular means of amnestics and reverse information. Okay, so that's basically an 05 council member trying to advocate for going ahead and using the old lady who seemingly willfully became radioactive filter lady to do what she became radioactive filter lady to do.
Yeah.
I think I'm
She wanted to filter her home so she could go back. She was
Yeah.
homesick. She's probably still fucking homesick.
Yeah. So I'm going to say I'm gonna say chaotic good. But not for the same reasons I would normally put chaotic good, because I feel like they are in between incompetent good and chaotic good, but they do good stuff successfully, so I don't think we can put them in incompetent.
Yeah.
It's like simultaneously they've caused some pretty terrible, disastrous results at times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're chaotic not because they should be chaotic in the same way. How do they feel about breaking laws? Which GOI are they reading about right now? I mean, they're breaking laws, and
Yeah.
their internal structure doesn't have much of any like strict code aside from occasionally being intervened by the founder. So, yeah, I think chaotic good. They're trying to do good even if they fail at times to do good.
Okay, let me see this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in one stream.
Yay. That's partially because a couple of them just had next to nothing.
Now we have 130 more to go.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah. Like I said, and like I said before, there's more, even bigger number for minor groups of finches.
Yeah, generally speaking, that's what we generally go with. But at the same time, if a group, like a lot of these groups are fundamentally going to be criminal in nature. So
Mhm.
like we also try to look at if they have like a rigid internal ethics system of some sort. So
Yeah.
like or not even ethics system, but a rigid internal set of rules. So like is the lawful good paladin any less lawful good if he commits crimes, but it's towards the the completion of his own moral code, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
if the lawful good paladin walks into a land that's filled with slavery and all sorts of evil things, and these things are legal in said land, is him breaking the laws of that land any less lawful for him, basically.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, I want to double check and see if there's connected SCPs for this one. There are 2! Yay! The next one for next week.
Mm.
Sorry, giant plane sounds keep going over. And I am still hungry.
Anyways. See, internationals are fun to go through. Alright, let's see who to raid this time. Alright, let's see.
I just came across lewd art on Twitter of a girlfriend and boyfriend using each other's bodies as tech deck ramps.
Okay.
Sometimes Twitter's alright.
Yeah. Jerry, do you have any last words for stream?
Oh. Just remember, if you think you're weird, France has something called French tacos that are not tacos. They're literally a type of panini sandwich. It's kind of like if a burrito was put through a panini press. Those are called French tacos.
Yeah.
And if you
Anyways,
don't believe me, Bright, I literally put picture examples of it in the side of the
yeah,
live stream chat. I even put actual menu and advertisement things there.
I saw.
It's a real thing. I don't know why. It bothers me. I hate it.
Yeah. Anyways, Hedge, last words, go.
Fun fact. Oh. Any way of trying to change the system within the rules? I could generally agree with that, but even then, like I think it's more important looking at like internal structures. Otherwise, most of these are going to end up in chaotic tier because they're going by their own rules. Anyway, what I was gonna say is my final words. Fun fact: it's very possible that that pizza was actually invented in ancient Rome as a more recently discovered mural in Pompeii seems to depict an early form of pizza of some sort. It looks a hell of a lot like pizza. It appears to have similar ingredients, but it came from Pompeii over 1,000 years before pizza was actually officially made. The GOI under discussion seems okay, good to me.
Anyways, Danger Noddles. I hope you enjoy. Hope to see you guys next time for your next mission. I will be. Here's the thing. Next Tuesday, it won't be content farms. We're gonna do a little break because we're gonna spend the entire stream reworking my SCP so it can be uploaded to the SP Wiki. Whether it gets actually made to a full-on canon SCP, I don't know.
It'd be kind of cool if it is.
Yeah, it
I
would
would
be.
say it. I would say depending on how quickly we get it done, it might be a good idea to at the very least be ready to shift over to being content farms.
Yeah.
Because like we might like just get into it and decide, oh, there's not that much that needs to be done. So
Yeah. I don't mind doing that. Anyway, so yeah. Have you had Critters go over it yet? Who?
critters.
I don't know who you're
I'm
talking about.
guessing they're meaning like creators.
Critters, yeah. Uh, no. I work for someone who helps make SCP stuff, but they're not an SCP creator per se. They help with writing and stuff. They help me push stuff into gear and stuff. That makes sense.
Maybe they're saying critters as just like having other people look at it. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, basically it'll be done. Critics.
Critics.
I have not. I have not. I don't know any critics. Except for Hedge, who criticizes everything I do.
I mean, I was pretty critical of it it when she first sent it to me. So
Should I just leave now?
Yeah, you can go ahead,
What?
Jared.
Okay.
yeah, we're basically ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are basically ending, but it's been taking a bit, and I'm
Yeah, go ahead, Jared. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
good night.
Going on
Good
with
night to you.
wiki
Oh,
editing. I don't know how to content them. But I don't mind talking to them before I publish it. That's something I don't mind. But we're gonna go do final touches on the stream first before doing that. For obvious reasons. Because I think there are some issues in it that they'll probably say. That sounds good. Yeah, and feel free to come by and say your own opinions too next Tuesday. I'm free to opinions. I do not care. Now, if you say the whole thing's shit and I should just stop writing, then yeah, go fuck yourself. But but I don't think you're like that. So I'm just saying. If someone does that next Tuesday. What time? It should be around 9 p.m. EST. That's usually when we get together, right?
yeah, around then.
Yeah. Around that time. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I'll be doing it next Tuesday. It'll be a rather fun stream. So yeah, anyways, thanks for noodles. I will see you guys later. Be kind to the streamer, as they're the same Twitch team I'm in, and come flungers. Oh,
What?
cool. I'll see you then. I don't know what that means. Come flungers.